hilarious trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. Tournament coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valley-wide Co-op and Country Stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. We come to you live from Holt Arena in Pocatello, where we've got an opening round contest in the Class 4A postseason. It is the 15th seeded Bonneville Bees taking on the 2nd seeded Pocatello Thunder. Hi everybody inside the broadcast booth, Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane. So Pocatello we've known for a couple of weeks now. If they continued to win, they were going to get a top 2 seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They certainly have held up their end of the bargain as they come in with just 2 losses overall.
Yeah, Pocatello, one of the hottest 4A teams, coming in on a 4-game win streak. So coming into the playoffs, really just kind of finishing out their schedule strong with some good wins, and finishing out with that conference championship over Century. So Pocatello's hot coming into this, and started out well, and has only lost to 5A teams. So they've only lost to Highland, which we just saw tonight, and they lost to Idaho Falls. They've beaten every other 4A opponent put in front of them.
Yeah, and they've got such a tremendous offense with lots of great playmakers. They average 34.2 points per game with guys like the quarterback Ryan Payne and the running back Reichen Echohawk and this great receiving core of Julian Bowie and Matt Christensen and Chance Crittenden and Zach Park, and the list goes on and on and on and on. On the other side, Bonneville comes in as the last at-large team, only a 2-7 record overall, but they won 2 really important games. The win that turned their season around was that 13-7 win over Shelley. They came into that game 0-5, and because of that one win, that got them in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a tough start of the season for them, and we had an opportunity to see the Shelley team, and watching Shelley and seeing how their season was going, you thought that's a great team. So for Bonneville to come in there at Shelley and win that game, just kind of turned their season around, and then they also beat Hillcrest in their conference. But they ended the season against Thunder Ridge. Couldn't quite get done there. They lost 20-7, and then their last game was against Blackfoot, which also had a great season and is in the playoffs in their conference, and they lost 31-6. So, kind of an unorthodox way, but with the new max preps and all that, it's, Bonneville, it's an opportunity, right? Kevin Kemp, the Bonneville coach, says we're not just happy being here. He wants to come in and keep improving. And they didn't win any games last year, so to get two wins and also be in the playoffs, it doesn't sound great on paper, but for a program not to have any wins, man, that's just great. Congratulations to them, and what a great job to get that team into the playoffs.
Well, and the biggest thing you see with this Bonneville team is the excitement and the enthusiasm that's been missing for a long time. Kevin Kemp in his second year as the head coach, when he took over last year, not only did he have to replace almost the entire varsity roster, but all the coaches as well.
And it was like 20 seniors too had left too. It was a total rehaul, and I had talked to him last year, and they went into not this summer but the summer before, and they just really hit it hard, and it's paid off. I mean, the team's turned around, and these players are playing great. The quarterback Jacob Perez is really good, and he's had a great season, and they've got Bonneville's got some weapons on the offensive side too, so it'll be interesting to see if Bonneville's defense can stop the big playability of the Thunder. And if the Thunder can come up with big plays, they'll be, Bonneville's going to have to find a way to put points on the board, which has kind of just been their downfall. They've been able to play some defense, but they haven't been able to put the points on the board this season.
Yeah, they've really struggled. They come in averaging only 9.9 points per game. Pocatello, of course, it's rare that they don't score more than 30 at least. So
yeah, their lowest scoring game was against conference opponent Preston, where they only put out 17 versus 14, and that was a very well contested game down in Franklin County.
So Bonneville will kick off to start this contest, and it will be Pocatello back to receive. Pocatello in the all red jerseys, red pants. They're dark red, white letters and numbers, black trim around them, and those dark blue Pocatello Thunder helmets. Bonneville in the white jerseys, green pants, yellow trim down the sides, green letters and numbers, and black trim around those. So here we go, ready to kick off for Bonneville to start this contest is Briggs Hansen, and it will be a line drive kick, taken at the 20-yard line and bobbled for a moment, now taken at the 15. On the return across the 30 and the 39-yard line, Crew Hales.
And Crew Hales is another, good receiver too. Pocatello has a ton of receivers they can look at, so great weapons there. And kind of the kicking kind of following suit from our last game there.
I mean, they have an embarrassment of riches, right?
Yeah.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Thunder of Pocatello, starting at their own 38-yard line. Great field position to start. And now the official blows the whistle and signals we're ready to start play. They'll start with a shovel toss, trying to get to the edge from left to right. And picking up 6 yards on the run was Reichen Echohawk, the electrifying sophomore. However, this play could be coming back. Penalty flag thrown right at the 40.
Yeah, and pretty interesting story from the Thunder is Ryan Payne last year was their tight end and sometimes a running back, and I guess just this winter, him and Matt Christensen got together, or and they decided they wanted to move Ryan Payne to quarterback, and Dave Spillett was up for it, and they changed positions. So, and it's worked out.
Yeah, Zach Park was the quarterback last year.
Zach Park,
right.
yeah.
And he's now a slot receiver for this Pocatello team.
And and they said, hey, we want to try this, and they did it. And Ryan Payne had never really played quarterback, and well, I think it's worked. They've been able to put up 30-plus points a game, averaging. You can't really say it's not been a bad call.
Yeah, can't complain about that. So that was a holding call against Pocatello, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Makes it 1st and 19 now for Pocatello from their own 29. They'll sling it in the flat on the near side. That is caught at the 30, the 40, the 50. One man to beat, won't get him. Tiptoeing the sidelines, the 10, the 5, into the end zone for a Pocatello touchdown. Julian Bowie, the electrifying sophomore. That's a 71-yard touchdown, 6-0 Pocatello.
And Bowie wasn't even on the roster, I think, at the start of the year, if I remember correctly. And he's like, hey, these guys are having fun. I play basketball with most of them. Maybe I'll come out and try this receiver thing. And
You're absolutely right. He didn't make his debut until the 3rd game of the year for Pocatello. And like they needed more help, but they'll take it.
I mean, there's a lot of wide receivers listed on this roster.
Extra point attempt is through for Cade Jensen. So 7-0 Pocatello with 11:10 to play here in our opening quarter of action. What a way to start.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I talked about in the pregame is you've got to try to look to contain that big playability. And I bet you if you looked up Bowie's stats, he probably doesn't have a touchdown that's under 50 yards.
Well, I've got Bowie's stats right here on the season. 26 catches, 585 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I bet you for those touchdowns, they're all at least 20-plus yards. It just seems like every time I look on stat lines, he's got a huge one he's broken for a touchdown.
So that's a good, healthy 22 yards per catch for Julian Bowie on the season.
Now Bonneville, they're going to kind of have to find a way to settle in and get an offense going and put points on the board. And I don't think they're going to want to get into a shootout race with the Thunder here tonight.
No, I would say that's not a formula for success for Bonneville. So ready to kick off for the Thunder. Matt Christensen, who's such a good, versatile player. He'll do whatever the team asks him to. Will drill this one back to the 2-yard line, where it will be returned by Bonneville's Anthem Dalkey. Dalkey caught the game-winning touchdown pass in Bonneville's win in the Civil War over Hillcrest. That was a close game as well. I believe 14-11. It was one of those weird scores.
Yeah, correct. Bonneville won that 14-11.
And that was their 2nd win of the year. We talked about the upset over Shelley as well. And so, yeah, Anthem Dalkey had the game-winning touchdown. It was the first time they had beaten Hillcrest in the Civil War in a long time. And for Pocatello coming into this game, they haven't beaten Bonneville since what, 2007, 8?
They have not beat the Bees since 2007. The last time they played was 2013, and Bonneville hasn't been to the playoffs in the last 9 years.
So it's been a while. It's an end-around play to Anthem Dalkey on 1st down, working from left to right. It was 1st and 10 for Bonneville from the 18-yard line, and Dalkey is able to take it for a gain of 5 to the 23.
And, if you look at the Bonneville roster, it's still pretty young, and, they're a lot of these guys are going to come back next year too, and, it's just they're taking the right steps, right? Their steps are moving forward, no wins, some wins and the playoffs, and so just a good job by the Bonneville Bees.
10:20 to play opening quarter. Bonneville trailing 7-0. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, and an offset I formation with Perez under center for Bonneville on a 2nd and 5. Fullback in motion. They will turn and hand off on the right side, pushing ahead for a gain of 2. Not much more than that. That was Ty Martinson on the carry. So Martinson picks up 2, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3 now for the Bees. This is a Pocatello defensive line that doesn't have a ton of size, right? That's always been the MO for Pocatello, is they've got really good skill guys And the offensive line, good on technique, but not as big as some of the opponents they're going to face.
Yeah, some of the weight, just the size not quite there, but usually they have the speed.
3rd and 3, Perez going to sling it in the flat short side. First down across the 30 and knocked out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. And on the reception for Bonneville that time looked like it was Tim Williams, sophomore.
So first down for the Bees, and that's good. I think that's what the Bees kind of have to control possession and kind of have lengthy drives that end in scores, though. The drives have to end in scores, and really I think, the best recipe is to keep that high-powered Thunder offense off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. So 1st and 10 for Bonneville, working left to right here in our opening half of action. Martinson swallowed up in the backfield. That was Keith Wickoff coming up to make the stop for Pocatello. And maybe they'll say Martinson got right back to the line. But, boy, Wickoff busted right through there to hold him for no gain.
No gain by number 54, Keith Wyckoff. 2nd down, Bees.
8.5 to play here, opening quarter. 7-0 Pocatello lead. And, yeah, Bonneville very slow, very methodical. Just trying to run that clock and keep it out of Pocatello's hands after the Thunder scored an 71-yard touchdown from Ryan Payne to Julian Bowie. 2nd and 10, Perez play action, has a man open, caught at the 35 and to the 40-yard line. 10 yards on the nose and a first down. That's Briggs Hansen with the reception on the near side.
Number 22, Briggs Hansen.
So Bonneville is just doing a good job of keeping it balanced, some runs and passing when they need to. So pretty good opening drive so far for the Bees.
Hansen found the soft spot in the coverage that time and ran a curl route and just sat right at the first down marker. So 1st and 10 for Bonneville. Ball at their own 40-yard line. And again, working left to right here in our opening quarter of action. 7:45 to play first quarter, 7-0 Pocatello lead. And again, an offset I formation for the Bees here. They will toss it off the left side to Keaton Train. Train strung out for a loss of a couple. First guy in there for Pocatello defensively was Carson Christensen, the sophomore. And so Keaton Train loses 2 yards.
Hunter Killigan also in on that tackle. He's a big-time linebacker for the Thunder for sure.
Yeah, one of the best in the state, Hunter Killian, no doubt about it. So 2nd down and 12 for Bonneville now from their own 38-yard line. 6:55 to play first quarter. Pokey up 7-0. Again, offset I formation. Perez pump fakes once. Now feeling the heat. Rolls out right side. Going to sling it sidearm downfield. It's picked at the 30-yard line. On the return for Pocatello, this is Matt Christensen, the free safety, into Bonneville territory, still going the 25, and finally brought down at the 23-yard line. So Perez sailed that downfield on a sidearm sling into double coverage, and Matt Christensen picks it off for the Thunder.
Yeah, and Perez kind of went across the field too, which is always dangerous. And Matt Christensen you talked about, he's versatile, and he was wide open for that pick.
I mean, he'll play receiver, corner, he kicks, he punts. He can play quarterback in a pinch. He would mostly run it. In basketball, he plays in the post. He plays out on the wing. He can bring the ball up, whatever they need him to do. 1st and 10 for Pocatello from the Bonneville 23. Payne on the run, fires. That ball is caught inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. That is a gain of 15 and a first down to Zach Park.
Reception by number 5, Zach Park.
And Pokey now running the hurry-up offense here.
Yeah, trying to put it away early.
1st and goal from the 9, handoff up the middle. That's Riken Echohawk taking it down to the 6 for a gain of 3.
And Riken Echohawk, only a sophomore, he played a lot last year as a freshman, so he's just going to have a ton of experience.
I mean, you talked about it. Ryan Payne started the season last year as the starting running back for Pocatello. because of an injury to Jackson Williams, who now is on the offensive line. They moved Payne to tight end, and they started Reichen Echohawk as a freshman at running back. Worked out really well. 2nd and goal from the 5. Hand off to Echohawk again, trying to find the outside edge, and brought down at the 10-yard line. Jacob Perez in there on the tackle, and also finishing it off for Bonneville was R.J. Woods, who's a great linebacker in his own right, the only returning all-conference player this season for Bonneville.
Yeah, Woods, R.J. Woods, he's a great linebacker. They put him all over, and he's a very versatile linebacker, and you got to account for him if you're the Pocatello offense.
So Echohawk lost 5 yards on that carry. It's now 3rd and goal from the 10 for Pocatello. 3 receivers right, single receiver to the left is Bowie. They're looking that way. They're throwing the jump ball, and too high, incomplete. 4th down. You could tell right away that's what they were going to do. The fade to Julian Bowie. Bonneville had double coverage out there, and Payne just shot it too high. And now look at this. Pocatello going to come out and try a 27-yard field goal. We saw Ian Hershey from Highland make a 27-yarder in the first contest tonight here in Holtz Arena. And now Cade Jensen will try to do the same. So Jensen lining up for a 27-yard field goal, straight on, middle of the field. And he drills it. 10-0 Pocatello with 4:51 to play here in the opening quarter of action. We will be back with more of this 4A opening round postseason game right after this break on IdahoSports.com.
Searching for a friendly, experienced insurance agency? Then look no further than Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance provides policies that are personalized to each client's needs by offering a wide range of products and companies to take care of your assets. Let one of our friendly and experienced agents take the time to sit down with you and understand your needs. Call or stop in today with offices in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta Insurance. It's not just about insurance.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
Back in Holtz Arena, Matt Christensen kicking off for Pocatello, and a big return for Bonneville's Tim Williams, returning it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Great field position to start here for Bonneville, trailing 10-0 to Pocatello with 4:44 to play in the opening quarter of action.
Yeah, Tim Williams, just if he would have broken that one last defender, was going all the way. So nice run by him, and he just nearly broke it, but good job on the Thunder to wrap him up and take him down.
So 1st and 10 for Bonneville from their own 39-yard line. And again, that offset I formation with Dallin Walker, the big fullback, in there for Bonneville, kind of leading the way. Handoff right side to Martinson. And Ty Martinson will fight forward for a gain of 2. And again, we talked about Bonneville on that first drive. They were putting together a very nice drive until Perez took a deep shot and threw that interception to Matt Christensen.
Yeah, kind of off his back foot, across the field, little ill-advised. I mean, I like the tenacity of it, but it was just, with 2 pokey defenders there, it was going to be hard no matter what.
2nd and 8 for Bonneville from their own 41. 4:06 to play first quarter. Fullback was in the wrong spot. Now it's a traditional I formation. Perez under center will toss to Martinson off the left side. They tried to get the block out on the perimeter that time, but Cade Jensen fought through it, and Martinson loses 3 yards on that carry. And now it'll be 3rd down and 10, right back where we started.
Yeah, the Pocatello defense just really doing a nice job sealing the edges out there. What they lack in the size, they make them on speed, and they close that down quickly.
So it will be 3rd down and 10 now for the Bees of Bonneville. Can Bonneville convert on this 3rd and long play?
Kind of a big down for them, I think.
And again, in an I formation here. Perez has a man in motion. Play action fake, has time. Throw short. Was it trapped or was it caught? They'll say it was caught at the 48-yard line by Briggs Hansen, but it'll be 2 yards shy of the first down. Actually, 1 yard shy of the first down. 4th and 1 with the ball at their own 48-yard line. Looks like Bonneville is going to stay out here and go for it.
Yeah, that's always tough. You know, you're glad you got the completion, but you sometimes just need that ball to be past the sticks a little bit so you can get the first down. But
so here we go, 4th and 1. Everybody bunched in tight. Perez trying to sneak for it, and they are able to push the pile. Look at Perez. He got all the way across the 50 to the Pocatello 49-yard line. So they only needed a yard, and he ends up picking up 3.
He almost popped out and was free. It kind of went down and pop, and almost got free there, but nice run. And they had everyone, Bonneville had everyone bunched in, and they wanted to see if they could get that push, and they got it.
That was a true goal line formation that time for Bonneville, and you can tell they're kind of old school, right? Yeah. I formation, we're just going to run it at you and, try and run the ball down your throat.
Not a lot of trickery.
And kind of just straightforward. 1st and 10, ball to Pocatello 49, handoff up the middle, blown up in the backfield. Coming through for Pocatello on the stop was Luke Smith. And was that Martinson on the carry, number 2?
Yes.
So Martinson loses a yard, and it'll be 2nd down and 11.
And that's sometimes where when you get just that traditional eye, though, it just, if you keep doing it, the defense is going to key in and just kind of can blow up plays like that. So, you kind of got to give some different looks, or Pocatello's linebackers are very quick and they're going to get in there.
2nd and 11. Perez to throw. Threw it to the outside shoulder on the near side of Anthem Dalkey. Couldn't quite get there, and nice coverage by Crew Hales out on the perimeter as well. And that is the first incompletion for Jacob Perez tonight, besides the interception, right? Because he did complete that to somebody.
Just the wrong team.
Wrong guy. So now it's 3rd and 11 for Bonneville with the ball right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and Crew Hales, he's been very good at that defensive back position. He's been kind of locked down.
1:07 to play here in our opening quarter of action. A 10-0 Pocatello lead. Bonneville trying to convert here on 3rd and 11 with the ball right at the 50-yard line. Perez again will line up in the I formation, talking to his fullback, Dallin Walker. 3rd and 11. Perez back to pass. Pocatello brings the rush. Perez going to take off and run with it. Will get 2, but he's caught from behind on the play once again by Luke Smith.
So good job by Perez not to get sacked way back for a huge loss. So probably going to look to punt here. And I was going to say Bonneville's fullback reminds me of that fullback from Tampa Bay, but I couldn't think of his name. Allstott?
Mike Allstott.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a Mike Allstott player there.
You're in good hands with Allstott. That was the marketing slogan. Yeah, Pocatello, it's like a throwback to the early 2000s here with the I formation. Here's a good punt, uncorked by Ty Martinson. Will be taken at the 20-yard line by Riken Echohawk. And so Pocatello will get the ball back here with just 20 seconds to play here in our opening quarter of action, leading 10-0. Tonight's game brought to you in part by, and a Bonneville player down at the 25-yard line. So, we'll tell you tonight's game is brought to you in part by Rockwell Homes in Idaho Falls, Southeast Idaho's #1 home builder. By using local subcontractors and upholding the highest quality standards, Rockwell Homes strives to exceed your expectations to create a unique and innovative home tailored to your needs and lifestyle. Are you ready to start building your dream home? Let Rockwell Homes help design the perfect place for you and your family to call home. To see available homes, floor plans, and other great information, go online to rockwellhomes.net. The Johnson family and everyone at Rockwell Homes are proud of the local student athletes and want to wish them the best of luck in the tournament. So being helped up off the field for Bonneville. Kind of looked like Briggs Hansen maybe. We'll see as he gets to the sideline. Can't confirm that for sure. We certainly hope he's okay with just 20 seconds to play here in our opening quarter of action. And yeah, that's who it was, Briggs Hansen. And he's a big two-way player for Bonneville, so hopefully he can return. First and 10 for Pocatello from their own 20. They will hand off to Echo Hawk inside. It's snuffed out. Brought down back at the 15-yard line, and leading the charge was Carter Barfus, the senior linebacker.
Yeah, Carter Barfus, I think he knew what was going on because he went immediately to that hole and got Echo Hawk. So nice job by him.
Echo Hawk loses a yard, and that will do it for the end of the first quarter. Pocatello in front of Bonneville 10-0 in the opening round of the 4A postseason. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this break. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Searching for a friendly, experienced insurance agency? Then look no further than Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance provides policies that are personalized to each client's needs by offering a wide range of products and companies to take care of your assets. Let one of our friendly and experienced agents take the time to sit down with you and understand your needs. Call or stop in today with offices in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta Insurance. It's not just about insurance.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only No Problem dealership.
Welcome back to Holtz Arena in Pocatello as we get ready to start the second quarter of action. We'll flip the field. Pocatello now working left to right in this second quarter, facing a 2nd and 11 from their own 19, and Payne is sacked inside the 5, back of the 4. Dallin Walker comes through with the sack. So he plays fullback on offense. Linebacker on defense, well, actually defensive line. He's a defensive end for Bonneville on defense. And Payne is sacked for a loss of 13.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Walker to roll off that block and get that sack. He was kind of going the other way, kind of shimmied one way and was able to get that sack. That was a nice job. Walker is a busy man tonight.
Well, that's, Bonneville, a program that's still trying to build up their numbers, right? Got a lot of guys going both ways. Martinson out there at cornerback, I noticed right away. 3rd and 24 from the 6. Payne in the end zone, got to step up and avoid the pressure, and he's sacked back at the 1. It is a good thing that Payne stepped up and ran out of the end zone because that could have been a safety. And in on the stop that time for Bonneville was Caden Hansen.
You got that right. That was almost disastrous. He just barely got out on time and then was tripped up, and that was kind of by Walker again. Walker blew up the left side, man. They might have to put 2 guys to block Walker.
So 4th and 28 for Pocatello. Matt Christensen will stand in the very back of his end zone to punt this one away with 10:30 to go before halftime. Bonneville bringing the rush. Line drive kick by Christensen will take a bounce at the 35 and will be downed by Pocatello at the 43-yard line. So great field position here for Bonneville after back-to-back sacks by Dallin Walker and Caden Hansen. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bonneville now with the ball to Pocatello 42-yard line.
Yeah, Bonneville's best field position thus far to start with by a long way. So, yeah, it's an opportunity for Bonneville offensively. The defense was great there, and just 2 back-to-back sacks, and now you've given your offense a chance to put some points on the board here.
15th seeded Bonneville. They seed the teams now based on the Max Preps ranking. Pocatello, the number 2 seed overall. I formation again for Bonneville. This time they give to the fullback inside. Penalty flag flies. It wasn't Dallin Walker that time. They had a new fullback in there. And on the carry that time for Bonneville was Xander Wolf. So he's another one of these defensive guys, linebacker that kind of moonlights at fullback. Penalty flag, though, and we'll see what the call is. Certainly looks to be against Bonneville, and it is. It's a holding call against the Bees. So that hurts a little.
Yeah, and you've seen it all season through from different teams. You got this big stop, and then you come back on offense, and then you get a penalty right off the back. It's just tough.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul makes it 1st and 22 now for Bonneville from their own 46. I formation. Look at this QB dive by Perez. Takes it right in between the center and right guard and takes it up to the 49-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, Bonneville gives us kind of just like an old school football look, right? Like you kind of feel like those just kind of old, I don't know, like Pittsburgh Steelers in the 70s kind of. Yeah. It's kind of the feel I get.
Yeah. Back in the days when Texas and Oklahoma would, that was more the wishbone.
But yeah.
Run the ball a bunch.
But they've got, they're definitely committing 2 or 3 guys in the backfield to run almost every time.
Yeah, you don't see the I formation very much in football these days. 9:05 to play before halftime. 2nd and 19 for Bonneville from their own 49. Play action pass. Perez in trouble. Sacked. Back at the 45-yard line. And again, Luke Smith in the action for Pocatello. Luke Smith has been all over the place tonight for that Pocatello defensive line. That is a loss of 4 on the sack, and it's 3rd and 23 for Bonneville. Ball is back at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, so the Thunder, you got us for a few sacks. We're going to come back here, and that's what they're doing. The defense is stepping up now, and they pushed Bonneville back all the way on the other side of the field.
Yeah, we'll return the favor. Don't worry.
Yeah, we've got you.
So 3rd and 23, and again, Bonneville letting that clock really run. We're down to 8:15 to play before halftime. A 10-0 Pocatello lead. 5 wide for Bonneville, first time tonight. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Perez in trouble, hit as he throws, but the man is open and then dropped at the 35-yard line. Oh, in and out of the hands. And good sportsmanship by Pocatello to help up the receiver after the play. They were trying to go to Keaton Train. And Train in and out of the hands, 4th down.
Yeah, in the bad part, even if Train catches that, it's still 4th down.
But if where he caught it, it only would have been like 4th and 4. Instead, 4th and 23, and Pocatello will punt again. Some of the jerseys are styled differently for Bonneville. They don't all match. Have you noticed that, Sean?
Maybe it's some of the JV players have come up or something.
Yeah, some of the numbers look different. Here's the punt. It's fumbled! Riken Echohawk fumbles inside the 30, and Bonneville recovers. Wow. Bonneville falls back on top of it. Coming up with the fumble recovery was Carter Barfus. Wow, Riken Echohawk muffs the punt, and Barfus recovers.
And it was a good punt.
So now Bonneville given a second opportunity, 1st and 10 for the Bees, with the ball at the Pocatello 28-yard line.
The Bonneville defense and special teams just really showing up, and it's been the difference so far. It's really kept them alive in this game.
Can Bonneville take advantage? 1st and 10. Single set backfield. Perez in trouble. Sacked. Back at the 35-yard line. And this time coming through for Pocatello is Kanan Wortley.
So lots of sacks in this first half by both sides, but kind of a quick score by Pocatello, and then it's turned into a real defensive battle.
So Perez lost 5 on that sack. Luke Smith has 2. Wortley has 1. We'll start keeping track of the Pocatello sack numbers tonight. 4 wide, 2 to either side, And the single set back behind Perez under center is Ty Martinson. 7:05 to play before halftime, 2nd and 15. Perez pump fakes, now throws in and out of the hands at the 30-yard line of Tim Williams. Trying to go to Tim Williams. He was the slot receiver on the left side, and incomplete, 3rd and 15.
And just like that, it's already 3rd down, and Tim Williams just took his eye off the ball a little too quickly, but I'm not sure he's getting too far, even if he makes that catch. But yeah, 3rd down already for Bonneville.
Bees trying to take advantage off the muffed punt by Riken Echohawk. 3rd down and 15 for Bonneville from the Pocatello 33, trailing 10-0, 7:02 to play before halftime. 2 receivers either side. Perez under center. Single back behind him. Perez back to pass. Has time. Going to fire over the middle. Too high. And intercepted off the deflection. That ball picked off by Zach Park. Park on the return. That's actually Carson Christensen. And Christensen returns it all the way to the 47-yard line. Penalty flag comes out at the end of the play as well.
Man, Jacob Perez, that's the most time he's had all night, and just too high, and it tips right into Carson Christensen's hands.
That one, not his fault. That was right off the receiver's hands. I think it was Tim Williams.
I believe you're right, and it was there, and man, that would have been a huge play for Bonneville, and now it just changes the momentum big time.
So Carson Christensen with the interception. The penalty is against Pocatello on the return. A personal foul. Helmet-to-helmet contact against Pocatello on the return. So they still get the ball. Carson Christensen gets the interception, but the ball will be Pocatello's back at their own 32-yard line, so targeting the official call there. And with 6:50 to go before halftime, Pokey gets the ball back. 1st and 10 from their own 32. Pocatello working left to right here in this second quarter of action. 6:50 to play before halftime. Payne out of a shotgun. 3 receivers tight to the right, single receiver to the left. They'll float it out of the backfield for Echohawk. Runs around one man, and we'll take it up the far sideline. They'll say he stepped out of bounds around the 37. It's a gain of 5 to Riken Echohawk on 1st down.
And Carter Barfus of Bonneville did that Bruce Lee thing where, like you just snap up like he was on his back, and
yes,
those snaps up.
I saw that. That was
pretty cool.
That was pretty BA, and you know what BA stands for.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was cool. He was on his back, and yeah, he did without using his arms or anything, just flipped it back up to his feet.
He probably has a bandana under his helmet.
2nd and 5. Payne has time over the middle, caught at the 45-yard line across the 50 to the Bonneville 46-yard line. Matt Christensen on the reception. That is a gain of 17 and a 1st down. And so Matt Christensen with his first reception of the night.
1st down, gets the Thunder on the other side of the field, and if you're Bonneville, you just got to be thinking, what do we got to do?
I mean, they've been right there several times. 6:15 to play before halftime. 1st and 10 for Pocatello at the Bonneville 46. Payne rolling out, floats it into the backfield for Riken Echohawk, trying to dive to get back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got there. And that was Colton Dallimore coming up to make the stop for Bonneville. And yeah, Echohawk will lose a yard on that reception.
They're really trying to get Echohawk involved. Uses speed. He's super quick. He's put on a lot of weights in last year too. So, but Bonneville doing a nice job on the defensive end to just kind of stop them. And I'm impressed with Bonneville's defense. Yeah,
last year Echohawk looked like a freshman, small but fast. This year he kind of looks like a senior. He's jacked. 2nd and 11. Payne on the run, firing near side. That's caught at the 45, the 40. Breaking a tackle and taking it to the Bonneville 36, and a penalty flag coming out at the end of the play as well. That's Crew Hales on the reception. Should be enough for a 1st down. It's right close to a gain of 10. And we'll see what the penalty is as well.
Crew Hales he's kind of been all over. He's been catching passes, and really doing a nice job in that cornerback position. So he's been busy.
Face mask penalty against Bonneville at the end of that play. Only the 5-yard variety, incidental contact. But a 10-yard reception from Payne to Crew Hales. Another first down for the Thunder. 1st and 10 for Pocatello. Ball is at the Bonneville 31-yard line now with 5:19 to play before halftime. And Pocatello leading 10-0. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Back to pass. Payne throwing a screen on the near side for Matt Christensen. Doesn't really go anywhere. And in on the tackle for Bonneville that time, R.J. Woods.
Matt Christensen with reception.
That loses 2 yards.
Loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, those kind of screen pass plays out to the wings they just haven't been there for Pocatello tonight.
Bonneville doing a pretty good job staying disciplined out on the edges. 4:50 to play before halftime. 2nd and 12 for the Thunder from their own, from the Bonneville 33-yard line. Leading 10-0, 4 wide, 2 to either side. Back to pass is Payne, has time, now going to step up and run. Firing, what a catch! Making it behind the defender and into the end zone for a Pocatello touchdown. Matt Christensen from 33 yards away. Penalty flag comes out at the end of the play. We'll see what the call is here, but first of all, what a throw as Ryan Payne was moving forward in the pocket, threw it on the run, and then Matt Christensen, expecting the ball to be delivered to his left, had to make the adjustment, turn back around to his right to make the reception, and then not only did he make the catch, but he outran 2 defenders to the end zone right in the middle of the field.
He kind of had to do that back bend thing to reach back. Matt Christensen did to catch the ball, and he did, and Walker was almost sacked Payne in the backfield, but it looks like
pass interference on Pocatello. Wipe out the touchdown. So not a 33-yard touchdown.
It was a great catch nonetheless, though. Pretty acrobatic. And
oh, you know what? Not pass interference, block in the back.
Okay.
So they will count the yardage where Christensen caught the ball, which would be a 14-yard gain. But in terms of the yak, the yards after catch, that
is
gone because of the block in the back. 1st and 10 for Pocatello. Ball at the Bonneville 19-yard line. 4:10 to play before halftime. 4 wide, 2 to either side, and a penalty flag before we can false start against Pocatello.
So not a ton of penalties, but just enough to slow kind of Pocatello down on this drive. And and Bonneville's also committed that helmet-to-helmet one that brought Pocatello kind of pretty far down the field. So a lot of penalties on both sides on this drive here.
So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Thunder now with the ball at the Bonneville 24-yard line. We'll break the huddle here, and 3:50 to go before halftime. 4 wide, 2 to either side again. Payne back to pass. Bonneville rushes 4. Payne stepping up, feeling the heat from the backside on the run. Fires, caught in stride at the 10, inside the 5, down to the 2. That's Hunter Killian on the reception for the first time tonight. That's a 22-yard gain and a first down. So wait, you're telling me Hunter Killian gets to be one of the toys on offense? This isn't fair.
Yeah, the linebacker, he plays tight end. He's a good blocker, too, when he's in there, so not a bad piece to the puzzle.
1st and goal from the 2. Handoff to Echo Hawk inside. Maybe got to the 1. A nice job defensively by R.J. Woods to stop Echo Hawk. And actually, he gained about a half a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 2 still here for Pocatello.
And Pocatello would like to probably get a touchdown here, not just a field goal, because they don't get the ball back in the second half, so they want to add to the lead as much as possible.
That's right. They will kick off to start the second half. We're down to 2:40 to play before halftime already. 10-0 Pokey lead. 2nd and goal from the 2. They're throwing the fade near side for Christensen, broken up. Christensen out there with Ty Martinson They tried the fade on the right side, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Nice defense by Bonneville there to get up there and just kind of disrupt it enough. So always a tricky play on those fades, not to get a pass interference and play hard defense.
The fade is, man, that's tough. A lot of teams do it, but you got to execute it almost perfectly for it to
You need that basketball player. Oh, wait.
Right. All these guys play basketball. Payne in trouble. Rolling out on the 10. Firing to the end zone. It's caught in all sorts of traffic in the far corner of the end zone. Matt Christensen for a 2-yard touchdown, but another penalty flag out at the end.
If I have to write down Matt Christensen and scratch it out again.
Now this could be maybe a roughing the passer. I don't know. It's right out where Ryan Payne released the ball, and a little slow to get up, but eventually getting up off the turf was a Bonneville defender. I think that was Xander Wolf.
So the touchdown counted. I saw the ref put up the arms.
Yeah, roughing. Oh, personal foul against Pocatello will be enforced on the kickoff.
There we go.
So, a 2-yard touchdown from Ryan Payne to Matt Christensen. Makes it 16-0 Pocatello with 2:27 to play here before halftime. And Jensen on for the point after and nailed it. So 2:27 to play in the opening half, 17-0. Pocatello extends the lead. We'll be back with more second quarter coverage in just a moment. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School State Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
It's not a secret that finding a new car this year is a little tricky. Between chip shortages and supply problems, there's more reasons than ever to come to our no-problem dealerships when you need a new car or truck. Our acquisitions team works hard to make sure that we have a great selection of vehicles to choose from, and our easy-to-buy, easy-to-do business with sales team is ready to deliver the same great value price that we've had for nearly 20 years. Teton Toyota, where it's always no problem to buy and service your car.
Welcome back to Holt Arena in Pocatello, where the Pocatello Thunder lead Bonneville 17-0 with 2:27 to play before halftime. The latest score, a 2-yard strike from Ryan Payne to Matt Christensen, and then a personal foul penalty against Bonneville enforced on the kickoff. So Matt Christensen gets to kick off from Bonneville's 45, and of course he's going to bomb this one through the uprights and in. Not too shabby.
I think if you're a kicker, you're always going to try to take that opportunity, right, to try to kick one from there.
So, touchback for Bonneville, obviously. 1st and 10 for the Bees now, starting at their own 20. Now, we talked about Bonneville does get the ball to start the second half. So, if they can put a drive together here, get a touchdown, score on that first drive of the second half, right back in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial. I mean, first things first, I think they've got to get some points coming away here and then get the ball back to get, in the second half to get some points. But right now, I think you just got to get something going here. Oh.
Penalty flags before we can even start.
I don't think the player got off on time.
Oh, so we're going to have a illegal substitution against Bonneville. Yep. Jacob Perez, the quarterback, was like, what are you talking? We haven't even gotten set yet. How could we possibly have a flag?
He hadn't talked to the fullback yet. That's a pretty common thing if they're, he says something to the fullback and then he hadn't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah, they do. They check in with the fullback on almost every play. Hand off left side for Martinson and slammed to the ground by Carson Christensen. And right back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So 2nd down and 15 now for Bonneville. 2:10 to play here before halftime. 17-0. Pocatello leading. Bonneville with the ball. 2nd and 15 from their own 15.
Carson Christensen for the Thunder, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty active at that linebacker spot. So is he related to Matt Christensen? I wonder if they're brothers.
If I'd had more time in between games, I would have asked Coach Dave Spillett.
Yeah.
But we had a tight clock because that Highland Skyview game ran long, the first game tonight, right? This game was supposed to kick off at 8:15. It kicked off at like 8:30. So.
Yeah, the Highland Skyview game was it was awkward. It started awkward. It was kind of like a first dance for junior high kids. And then smoothed out a little bit.
Every time we'd have a play, it would be followed by a penalty.
Yeah.
And speaking of penalties, another false start on Bonneville. 2nd and 20 now for the Bees at their own 10. And now a timeout taken by Pocatello because why not? 1:28 to go here before halftime. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll have the first half stats for you, of course. We'll maybe take a peek at what's going on around the state on the Friday Night Flash. Try and get some other scores from our intern, Keller Sherman, who's
maybe check out the Bishop Kelly Twin Falls game, right? That's the potential matchup of these two teams.
That's right. Whoever wins this game will take on either Bishop Kelly or Twin Falls. And right now, in the fourth quarter, Bishop Kelly with a 49-21 lead over Twin Falls.
Wow.
So the winner of this game gets Bishop Kelly.
Wow.
If it's Bonneville, they'll have to travel to Boise. If Pocatello wins, BK's coming to the Dome, the mini Dome.
I mean, I kind of thought that Bishop Kelly Twin Falls game would be much closer, so interesting.
Out of the timeout for Pocatello because they want the ball again, right?
Yep.
Third and 20 now for Bonneville. They'll just turn and hand off here to Ty Martinson off the right side this time. And Pocatello is going to spend another timeout as Martinson got 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, Pocatello's going to try to get that ball back, and I mean, why not? They're up. They're a big play kind of team, so I think, that's what they're going to do here, and I think Bonneville's probably going to just be happy if they can run the clock out.
1:21 to go here before halftime. Third and 17 for Bonneville. And how about this? If you go to our website, the Friday Night Flash, and look at the 4A scores, you're going to see 2 upsets, Sean. Nampa defeats Emmett 37-29.
Not an upset. Nampa beat them earlier in the year, I believe, right?
No, they lost.
Oh,
they lost 40-30. They beat Middleton 52-50.
Okay.
In that wild game, but still. And how about Minico, undefeated, losing to Valley View 28-12.
Wow. I mean, we didn't have time to talk about it, but I felt like 4A was the most convoluted tournament, unpredictable, and it's proving that way.
Another handoff from Martinson up to the 15, and the third and final timeout here for Pocatello. And Bonneville will have to punt with 1:15 to play before halftime from their own 15-yard line. So Pocatello figures they're going to get the ball in pretty good position now. They don't have any timeouts, but a chance to get another score at least. About the only things that are going according to form tonight in 4A, of course, Bishop Kelly leading 7-10. Sandpoint, the number 1 seed, they got a 46-0 lead at halftime over Mountain Home. And how about this in the fourth quarter? A game that you can watch the video of on IdahoSports.com. Shelley rolling over Preston, 36-13.
I mean, Shelley was a team we went and saw, and I thought that could be a team to make a big splash, and then they had some downs in the season, and now they're coming up to what I was saying, so thanks, guys.
Wow, just some staggering results in the 4A ranks tonight, and Blackfoot leading Middleton 28-16 at halftime last time we checked. Line drive kick. Echo Hawk has to retreat back to his own 45 to get it. That's actually Crew Hales. Hales will return it up to the 49-yard line, his own 49, where it will be 1st and 10 for Pocatello. So 1:04 to play here before halftime. Pocatello's got to go 51 yards to get a touchdown, but with the way Cade Jensen kicks, they could just get it into field goal range as well.
Yeah, and that's, and I think as a coach, if that opportunity arises, it's always a good chance to try it, There's kicking in practice, and then there's kicking in games. And if you can give maybe later on or whatever in the playoffs, you need that that kicker, and he's had at least a shot at it. It's not a surprise, so why not?
Definitely not. So 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right is Christensen. Payne rolling out, looking that way, will fire to Christensen. It is caught at the 36-yard line of Bonneville for a first down.
Matt Christensen with the reception. Knocked out of bounds at number 16.
That is a gain of 15 on the reception and a first down for Pocatello. So Ryan Payne continues to sling the ball around, having a lot of success. For Matt Christensen, that's already his 5th catch of the game. High volume. And he got out of bounds to stop the clock with
heads up there.
57 seconds to play before halftime. Payne throwing a screen pass. It's a double pass. Christensen overthrows his man on the near side, Zach Park.
He had him. Park was open, and I think Christensen just got too excited, and he let that thing fly.
So they threw it to Christensen on the near sideline, and you're right. So we talked about it. He kind of does everything, right? Christensen can throw a pass. I'm surprised Zach Park didn't throw that because he was the quarterback last year, but he was the intended receiver on the play.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't really fake anyone out, but it kind of looked pretty cool, I thought.
It did. And Zach Park was open.
Yeah.
Right. 2nd and 10, 52 seconds to play before halftime. Payne on the run, fires far sideline. Julian Bowie makes the reception. Out of bounds at the Bonneville 22. And a gain of 14 and another first down.
First down, Thunder.
So what you talked about, they're creeping in here close to that field goal range. So.
Oh, they're creeping.
Yeah.
For Julian Bowie, that's his 2nd catch of the night. First one since that 71-yard touchdown to open up the scoring. Just a minute into the game.
2 catches and probably close to 100 yards.
Yeah, 2 catches for 90-some yards. Payne on the run, fires to the end zone, underthrown, and a penalty flag comes in. As they were trying to go to Matt Christensen in the end zone, it was Tanner Hart on the coverage defensively for Bonneville, and it was underthrown. Christensen tried to go over the top of Hart. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like it's pass interference against Bonneville.
And that's always tough for that defensive back, that cornerback, right? If the ball's underthrown and you're trying to make a play, it just always kind of looks like pass interference.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Pocatello following that penalty. Ball will be placed at the 11-yard line. Thunder trying to go up by 4 scores here before halftime. 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Payne back to pass from the 11, slings it over the middle, off the hands of Reichen Echohawk, Crew Hales, incomplete.
Yeah, he had it just a little too hot potato there, and it rejected off his hands far. It wasn't even near anyone for an interception. It hit off so hard.
Yeah, I mean, there was a defender there, but like you said, the ball ricocheted.
I mean, it ricocheted almost back to the 8-yard line.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10, ball still at the Bonneville 11-yard line. They can pick up the first down without getting the touchdown. 34 seconds to play before halftime.
I would say you probably got a few shots to the end zone with the receivers they have out.
No timeouts for Pocatello. Payne on the run, throws on a rollout, diving for the pylon. And they will say down at the 1. The ball came out at the end as Hales made the reception. A gain of 10 and a first down. The clock will stop while they set the ball. Then they'll hurry up and get to the line to try and snap it.
Yeah, so that's big because that first down stops the clock. It's going to give them a chance to run a couple plays here.
20 seconds and counting. 1st and goal from the 1. Payne on the run. Double coverage. Incomplete. Trying to force it in that time on the far side to Zach Park, but double coverage out there for Bonneville. And a nice job by Anthem Dalkey out there defensively. Now Bonneville is taking a timeout with 15 seconds to go before halftime. I mean, I guess the clock stopped anyways on the incompletion.
Yeah, I mean, they're not helping Pocatello with the clock any, but
I mean, here's the double-edged sword, right? Coach Kemp calls a timeout because he wants to talk to his guys and make sure defensively, hey, we know our assignments because we can't give up a score here, back-breaking. But at the same time, while you're getting your defense set, you're allowing Pocatello to draw up a play.
To go, well, we were going to do this. Now that we've had some time to think about it, right? I mean, you're opening it up a little bit.
That happened last night in the Lakeland Skyline game, where Lakeland took a timeout, and because of that, Skyline was able to draw up a play and get a touchdown.
I would say, when defenses take timeouts at crucial points, sometimes it just backfires more than anything. It just seemed like this year, like it gives the offense more time.
Yes, it is. It's a big risk for sure. 2nd and goal from the 1, and penalty flags come out. And if this is against Pocatello, no, it's against Bonneville. Neutral zone infraction and half the distance to the goal. And all right, still 2nd and goal from the 1.
A lot going on for the last 23 seconds.
I formation, 15 seconds to play before halftime. Payne back to pass over the middle. It's intercepted. That ball picked off in the end zone. That's Tim Williams who comes away with the interception for Bonneville. Boy, Ryan Payne tried to force that into too tight of a window. Well covered, and Tim Williams with the interception for Bonneville with just 6 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was 3 Bonneville players. It was going to be very hard to get that catch, but also I think he's like, if I get sacked or whatever, the time's gone anyway, so maybe why not risk it this close to the end zone? I don't know, but
I don't know.
Risky though.
So Bonneville will probably just kneel on it, go to halftime, down 17-0. They get the ball to start the second half, so they'll just run a little QB dive here with Perez. Boy, look at him push the pile from the 10 all the way out to the 14, and that will be the first half of action for Bonneville. So 17-0, second-seeded Pocatello leading 15th-seeded Bonneville at halftime in this 4A postseason opener. Bonneville does get the ball to start the second half. We will be back with the IdahoSports.com halftime show right after a word from our sponsors. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School State Football Postseason on IdahoSports.com.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You've heard it before. There is no I in team, but there is an I in dairy. Dairy foods are a great source of protein, which is vital for helping rebuild and repair muscles after exercise, so your body can be at the top of its game at your next competition. So grab some milk, cheese, or yogurt after you work out, train, or play. Yes, it's true. There is no I in team, but there is an I in win. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Perform, refuel, recover, repeat. It's the recipe for success in any kind of sport, and dairy can be a key ingredient in every one of those steps. Dairy foods supply your body with high-quality protein to rebuild and repair muscle, carbohydrates to help you refuel, and fluid and electrolytes to help you rehydrate. So your personal recipe for greatness can be perform, win, repeat. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Searching for a friendly, experienced insurance agency? Then look no further than Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance provides policies that are personalized to each client's needs by offering a wide range of products and companies to take care of your assets. Let one of our friendly and experienced agents take the time to sit down with you and understand your needs. Call or stop in today with offices in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta Insurance. It's not just about insurance.
It's not a secret that finding a new car this year is a little tricky. Between chip shortages and supply problems, there's more reasons than ever to come to our no-problem dealerships when you need a new car or truck. Our acquisitions team works hard to make sure that we have a great selection of vehicles to choose from, and our easy-to-buy, easy-to-do business with sales team is ready to deliver the same great value price that we've had for nearly 20 years. Teton Toyota, where it's always no problem to buy and service your car.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only no-problem dealership.
It is halftime inside Holt Arena in Pocatello. Brandon Baney alongside Sean Kane here on IdahoSports.com. And at the halftime break, it is Pocatello pitching the shutout over Bonneville. This is a 2-seed over a 15 seed. 17-0 here at halftime. Kind of a defensive-oriented first half despite the 17 points put up by Pocatello. Let's recap how we got there. It started within the first minute of the game. Pocatello got the ball to start, and no big deal. Ryan Payne just threw a 71-yard touchdown to Julian Bowie. The point after kick by Cade Jensen was through 7-0 Pocatello. Following a Carson Christensen interception, actually a Matt Christensen interception, Pocatello got the ball back, led to a 27-yard field goal by Cade Jensen, and it was 7-0 or 10-0 Pocatello after 1 quarter of play. On to the second quarter where Bonneville gets a little fortune. Riken Echohawk muffs a punt inside his own 30-yard line. It's recovered by Carter Barfus, but Bonneville isn't able to do anything with it because they give the ball right back to Pokey. Carson Christensen intercepts a pass for the Thunder, second takeaway of the night for Pocatello. And following that turnover, Pocatello puts a long drive together, culminates in a 2-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Payne to Matt Christensen to make it 17-0. Pocatello got the ball back one last time right before halftime, had the ball at the 2-yard line. Ryan Payne tried to force a pass in. It was intercepted by Tim Williams, and that's how we got to halftime at 17-0. So both sides, both defenses have 2 takeaways, and overall kind of a defensive game, Sean.
Yeah, defensive battle for sure. Let's go over the first half stats. We'll start with the visiting Bonneville Bees. As far as rushing went for the Bees, they only had a total of 12 yards. So Pokey's defense doing a good job. Dalkey had 5 yards. Martinson had 4, Tran had 2, and Perez had 1. So only 12 total yards rushing. And for passing, it didn't get much better for Bonneville. They only had 24 total passing yards, an interception. Perez was 3 for 9. He hit Williams for a 5-yard pass and Hansen for a 19-yard pass. So defensively, Bonneville was good. Offensively, they just were not able to put up much. Now for the Pocatello Thunder, they actually had 0 rushing yards. They weren't able to come away with a positive yard running. Just tough sledding against that defensive line from Bonneville. Payne at quarterback was 11 of 18 with 191 yards. So Pocatello did get it done through the air, and he had 1 interception. Bowie caught 2 passes for 85 yards, one being a 71-yard touchdown. So pretty good stat line there. Park had 1 catch for 14. Echo Hawk had 2 catches for a total of 4 yards. Christensen had 5 catches for 48 yards, 1 being a 2-yard touchdown. Hales had 2 catches for 20 yards, and Killian had 1 catch for 22 yards. So, not a ton of offense, just a total of 191 yards for Pocatello, and Bonneville just really having a hard time getting anything going offensively. And they only had a total of 31 yards. So kind of keeping up with what Pocatello has been doing all year. They've been holding the teams to 19 points and putting up around 34 points per game. So pretty on par for what the Thunder have done all season long.
Yeah, and for Bonneville now, they get the ball to start the second half. Becomes almost a must-score drive, right, to try and at least get on the board and cut that deficit to 10 points. So
yeah, I think Bonneville has to come out and really get something going offensive, just to kind of dive into it, and get some first downs, get it going, and hopefully come away with a score to really have a chance at coming back, I think.
Yeah, so we will have to wait and see how the second half unfolds as we maneuver to the rest of the bracket. Sean, I noticed you were kind of filling yours out in the commercial break.
Yeah.
This is a great opportunity for us to go to our Friday Night Flash. This is our live, interactive, updated, and real-time scoreboard that our intern, Keller Sherman, has done a great job of putting together all season long. And a lot of upsets in the 4A ranks, Sean, kind of matching what we thought this year, kind of an unpredictable 4A classification overall all year.
Yeah, we did 2 games tonight, so we didn't have a huge, big production meeting for our pregame show. But yeah, if you were going to look at that 4A bracket, you'd be just kind of shaking your head. If you had to do it like March Madness, whoever won the pool of 4A, man, they really knew their stuff. But already tonight we have BK. So the BK Knights, Bishop Kelly is going to play the winner of this game. They beat Twin Falls 49-21. Blackfoot and Middleton are at half, with Blackfoot up 28-16. We mentioned it earlier. The big upset, is Nampa go ahead and taking down Emmett, the conference champions, 37-29. Kind of an odd score there, right?
Yeah, that is odd.
And then maybe even a bigger upset was the third-ranked Minico Spartans losing to Valley View Falcons.
Oh, and I do have a final score for you. This just went final a minute ago, Sean. Blackfoot beat Middleton 52-24. So go ahead and put that in on the bracket line.
Okay, Blackfoot. Blackfoot's a team we got to see against Rigby, and at that point, I thought Blackfoot is a team in 4A that, depending on the day, could come back and really beat any 4A team, but they've had some ups and downs. So we've got Shelley Preston right now. Shelley up big time in the fourth, 36-13, and that's and at half we saw the halftime score of Sandpoint Mountain View of 46-0. And then you did the game last night, Brandon. Skyline has already defeated Lakeland on a Thursday night game and will face Valley View in that second round.
So let's go ahead and let's put Sandpoint in. They were up 46-0 at halftime.
Okay, we're putting Sandpoint in.
Let's put Shelley in, because they were up pretty large.
Yeah, it says 436. Yeah, that's probably Preston.
All right.
Or Shelley, excuse me.
So what do our quarterfinals look like, Sean?
We've got Sandpoint Shelley at the top of the bracket.
That's a 1 versus an 8.
1 versus an 8. We've got a 13 seed in Nampa against the 5 seed Blackfoot.
So that game will be in Blackfoot.
The next bracket, we have Bishop Kelly, which is the 7th seed, is going to play the winner of Bonneville and Pocatello.
Okay.
And then at the bottom of the bracket, you've got the 14th seed Valley View against 6th seed Skyline.
Boy, I'm telling you, Skyline, defending 4A champs. It's been an up and down year.
They had a tough one. They barely got away from Shelley the other night.
Yeah.
So
that's a good matchup for Skyline, I think. But wow, hey, this is what we said. The 4A free. I looked at that 4A bracket on Thursday before the first playoff game, Sean, and I looked at it. There's 16 teams in this bracket, and I looked and I said, you know what? Like 13 of these 16 teams could play for a championship. I'm not saying all 13 could win, but I could easily see 13 of 16 teams in this bracket that could play for the championship. It's wild.
And we've seen a lot of these teams live, so, just kind of depending on the week, it's kind of what you get.
Opening kickoff of the third quarter, returned by Bonneville, but not to the 20. Well, maybe to the 20. They might give them forward progress on the return for Bonneville. Coming up out of the bottom of the pile that time for the Bees was Jake Scoresby.
And that's one thing Bonneville, I am impressed with Bonneville. Once they get hit by the defense, they do not stop. They keep pushing forward on every play. They fight for every yard, and that's just a credit to the Bonneville coaching staff.
I will tell you that in terms of skill, Pocatello might have an edge on Bonneville, but in toughness, Bonneville is tough. They don't back down from anybody.
No, they're going to try to grind out a win, and you're going to have to be up to the challenge.
1st and 10 for Bonneville from their own 20. Bonneville working left to right here in this third quarter of action. They start with a run off the left side for Xander Wolf. And so Xander Wolf is able to get a yard. Let's double check. Was that 8 or 9? Might have been R.J. Woods. We'll see when they break the huddle. It was a 1-yard gain. And again, Bonneville just taking their time, really letting that clock roll.
Well, it looks like they've got a different player in the backfield, Bonneville does.
Yeah, it's that I formation, and that's Xander Wolf. That's Wolf who had that carry, number 8. And a hard count by Bonneville draws Pocatello offside. So instead of 2nd and 9, you're talking about 2nd and 4 now for the Bees with the ball at their own 26-yard line. Again, I formation for Bonneville, receiver to either side, and off to Ty Martinson. Ty Martinson, meet Caden Hoddle. Great defensive end for Pocatello, making the stop, no gain.
And you kind of got to think at some point Bonneville's got to pick it up a little bit. I feel like the pace kind of just benefits Pocatello. Their defense is out there a long time, but they're not really working the whole time they're out there, you know what I mean? Like, I think you kind of got to start putting some pressure on the Pocatello defense by going a little quicker.
Yeah, a little urgency possibly. It's 3rd and 5 for Bonneville from their own 25-yard line. 10:20 to play in the third. I formation, Perez under center. Back to pass, Hoddle came free. They're going to float it into the flat, caught by Xander Wolf for a gain of only a yard. Tackled by a swarm of thundering bison. And the first guy in there for the Thunder was Kanan Wortley. So a gain of 2 on the pass to Xander Wolf. And so 4th down, Bonneville will punt.
It's not the start Bonneville wanted.
Yeah, Caden Hoddle broke free like almost immediately on that pass rush. Perez had to throw it, I think, a little quicker than he wanted to. Tommy Kempf to punt here for Bonneville. And back deep to return for the Thunder crew, Hales. That ball bounces at the 50-yard line and will be downed at the Pocatello 48, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunder. So here's what's at stake. A Bonneville win means they're traveling to Boise to play Bishop Kelly next week. A Pocatello win, and Bishop Kelly's got to come over here to Holt Arena.
And so that would be a reverse of last year. Pocatello, who had a very promising season last year, went up to BK and it didn't go well. So I'm sure they would love to. I believe they lost like 21-0.
Yeah, last year Pocatello went into the regular season finale against Century, only needing to defeat their crosstown rivals to win the conference. And with that, they would have gotten the number 4 seed overall because the district champs automatically get the top 5 seeds. With the loss to Century, they dropped all the way to the 11th seed overall. So they lost 7 spots on the seed line, had to go to 6th seeded BK in the first round. As on 1st and 10, Ryan Payne flushed out of the pocket and just bombs that pass up into the stands right where the Bonneville student section is. That was a pretty impressive throw by Payne.
Good job getting rid of it. Yeah, and Pocatello went up there and Bishop Kelly shut him out. So I'm sure the Thunder wouldn't mind a rematch of that of last year. You know, hey, we want to show what we got this year, guys.
Bring it on. And of course, Bishop Kelly, after that opening round win over Pocatello last year, had to travel to Pocatello to play Century in the quarterfinals, and the Diamondbacks knocked out Bishop Kelly. So BK, but by traveling to Pocatello, could maybe exorcise some demons of their own.
Yep. Come to Pocatello to get a playoff win.
2nd and 10, draw play. This time it's Parker Applington on the carry, and Applington going nowhere. Might have lost a yard.
You could say the playoffs run through Pocatello.
They really do, because we talked about it. As long as Pocatello keeps winning,
they got home games.
They don't have to leave this dome, which is, with this high octane passing attack, that's exactly how head coach Dave Spillett wants it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get some of the weather, and I don't think it stops them a ton, but it changes things, right? And there's no weather in here today, so.
That's right. That's right. It's a balmy 80 degrees in here. They have the heat on.
The heat is running, I still think.
Yes. 4 wide for Pocatello on 3rd and 10 from the Bonneville 49. 2 to either side. Payne has time. Now in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 45-yard line. In on the sack for Bonneville is Colton Dallimore. 4th down.
And Bonneville, I mean, like we've talked about it all night, Bonneville's defense is nothing to, write home or nothing to say bad about. They're just tough. I don't know how else to explain it, but they're in there on every play, and they're getting to the quarterback, and I've been impressed with Bonneville's defense.
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure. 7:55 to play in the 3rd. Pocatello will punt, and running into the kicker for Bonneville. Whatever happens on this return doesn't matter, because as Matt Christensen was getting ready to punt, Dallimore, the guy who just got that sack on the last play, the adrenaline's pumping, but man, he came in and clubbed Christensen right in the helmet, actually. Yep. So this is going to be, I don't think it's going to be roughing the kicker, but running into the kicker.
Yeah. He definitely ran into him.
That's too bad for Bonneville. He almost got there to block it, so that's
the problem, right? You're going to have to go full speed, and if you don't get it, you're probably going to get that flag, right?
Well,
I mean, that's kind of a 50-50 play.
And again, this is part of the teaching, right? Coach Kempf is trying to teach these players how to play the game of football. When you're rushing on a punt like that, you don't want to be straight up and down. You want to dive forward, and you want to be as low to the ground as possible to get the ball as it's coming off the foot. Dallimore was vertically, almost as tall as Christensen was, and
doing the touchdown sign.
hit him on the helmet, basically. So after that penalty, running into the kicker, it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll still be 4th down for Pocatello. So now do the Thunder go for it, though? Or do they punt still? Looks like they're going to punt.
Yeah, it looks. Well, Matt Christensen's going out there, but does that really mean they're punting? I mean,
well, and here's the other thing, right? Because they had the sack on 3rd down. It was 4th and 16, so it's still 4th and 11.
Yeah.
Ball right at the 50. And now a timeout taken by Bonneville. So while we have time, we'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Rockwell Homes in Idaho Falls, Southeast Idaho's #1 home builder. By using local subcontractors and upholding the highest quality standards, Rockwell Homes strives to exceed your expectations to create a unique and innovative home tailored to your needs and lifestyle. Are you ready to start building your dream home? Let Rockwell Homes help design the perfect place for you and your family to call home. To see available homes, floor plans, and other great information, go online to rockwellhomes.net. The Johnson family and everyone at Rockwell Homes are proud of the local student athletes and want to wish them the best of luck in the tournament. So out of the timeout, 4th down for Pocatello. They'll punt again. Matt Christensen to do the honors, and Dallimore on the edge off the right side. This time a clean kick by Christensen, and Bonneville didn't have anybody back deep to return it. It will be scooped up by Pocatello at the Bonneville 22-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Bees with 7:25 to play in the 3rd. Trailing 17-0.
And Christensen, a good punter. Like that's almost a weapon too. You know, being able to have a good punter can be crucial late in games or in the game period with field position. When Bonneville not being able to really get anything going, I think that's why they went for the punt, because they're just pinning them back.
Absolutely. I formation, fullback handoff this time to Mike Olstadt. Dallin Walker. Dallin Walker rumbling for a gain of 15 and a first down.
Yeah, Walker has been fun to watch. Dallin Walker's been fun to watch tonight on the offense and defense. He plays defensive end, and he is getting pretty close to the quarterback almost every play. So this guy has a lot of drive and power and push. It's fun.
Fun to watch these guys going both ways. 1st and 10 for Bonneville from their own 38. Handoff inside to the 40. And a gain of 2 on the carry for the Bees. And again, that is Dallin Walker, the fullback, carrying it. He didn't have any carries in the first half, Sean. He was just in there as a lead blocker. So you got to reward your big guy, right?
Yeah, he's finally coming out.
Getting a breather because they need him on defense just as much.
He's so good at defense. He's been really fun to watch down there.
Yeah, just as much as they need him on offense. So he'll swap out. New fullback in there. Looks like maybe Ivan Young. Handoff to Ty Martinson off the left side. Penalty flag in at the end as well. As it stands, it's a 4-yard gain for Martinson to make it a 3rd down and 4. But we'll see what the call is here. No indication yet.
Kind of at the end of the play.
It's against Pocatello. Face mask. 5-yard penalty. And a first down because they got enough yardage to pick up the first down. It's a misconception, right? People think it's an automatic first down, but on the 5-yard variety, only if it's enough yardage to pick up the first down. So 4-yard run for Martinson. And a fresh set of downs for Bonneville. 6:05 to play in the 3rd down, 17-0. I formation. Perez under center. Will turn in handoff to the fullback. Right side, he's swallowed up. That's Hunter Killian killing that play.
I see what you did there, Brandon. I know it's getting late, but you can't sneak him by me yet.
And I'll tell you what, that was number 47 on the carry for Bonneville. No number 47 on the roster. Come on. This is, and we double and triple check these things. Is this the most current? Because this is the time of year where teams get to the playoffs. There's no more JV or freshman season. They're calling guys up. Oh, well, the mystery man at fullback, 47. Perez back to pass over the middle. Almost intercepted at the 40-yard line. In on the coverage for Pocatello was Julian Caldwell, the linebacker. Falls incomplete, 3rd down.
Yeah, Caldwell, nice job. Almost got it. It was just a little short. If he would have reacted a little sooner, that might have been a pick 6.
Yeah, the big linebacker almost got there, but 3rd and 9 now for Bonneville. Ball is right at the 50-yard line.
And you feel like Bonneville's just kind of got to go for something at some point.
That's closer to 3rd and 10. We'll call it 3rd and 10 from their own 49. 5:20 to play in the 3rd. Perez, I formation. It's going to be an end-around play. Looking to pick up the first down, bouncing it outside, and second effort, he'll get it. That's Tim Williams on the end-around. They needed 10. He got 11 and a first down.
That was a nice job. Tim Williams avoided 2 or 3 tackles, just kind of darting and moving, and some good moves there in the open field. So nice job. And now look, Bonneville's moving the ball a little bit here. So, I feel like how the way Bonneville plays, though, time is just such a big factor.
Yes, they're playing keep away from Pocatello, right?
And they're down, though.
They've had the ball for the entire 3rd quarter. We're down to 5:12 to play in the period. I formation. Penalty flag comes out. Who moved first? Looks like it's the Pocatello Thunder. Encroachment.
And maybe that kind of slow and methodical pace of Bonneville in the first half is kind of paying off now because Pocatello's a little impatient.
Yeah, they're just itching to play, right?
Yeah.
I formation, 1st and 5 from the 35. QB dive for Jacob Perez off the left side this time. And Perez going to take it to the 32 for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 2. 4:50 to play in the third. Pocatello leading 17-0, but a long extended drive for Bonneville, and we talked about it. They score here. They get a stop or a takeaway. You know, they had 2 takeaways in that first half defensively. Another score. I mean, they're right in it.
Yeah, if they can just find the end zone here, it's still a game.
Yeah, this drive is important, though. 2nd and 2. They're going to sling it in the flat on the right side. Caught by Tim Williams at the 30, spinning to the Pocatello 28. That's enough for the first down, a gain of 4.
And I kind of got the feeling like Bonneville was, you know, they're just jabbing. They're just jabbing. You know, that fighter, right? They're just jabbing, just waiting for that left hand or that hook or whatever, you know.
Waiting for the knockout punch.
Yeah, just we're going to jab, but they might just keep jabbing all the way and hope the guy just tires out or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a strategy that works occasionally in boxing, but for the most part, you got to start landing some heavy hitters. I formation, inside give to the fullback, Dallin Walker, breaking free inside the 10. Down to the 9-yard line for a first down. The big man rumbling for a gain of 18 yards. It'll be 1st and goal at the 10. Great time for the fullback dive.
Just took a couple Pocatello players with him all the way down there. He's a big man to tackle.
So 1st and goal from the 10 for Bonneville. 3:30 to play in the third. Down 17-0. I formation, inside give to Walker again. And Pocatello says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We're not going to fall for it a second time. And Caden Hoddle in there on the stop along with Luke Smith. This Pocatello defensive line has done a pretty good job all night.
Yep. They've given up a few runs here and there, but for the most part, they've really stopped them, and only, like 2 yards, 1 yard, just not a ton.
Not a ton is correct.
But you're going to need all 4 of that front line to tackle Walker.
Yes, he is a load to bear. 4 wide here, shotgun formation for Perez on 2nd and goal from the 10. 2 to either side. Perez looking left, throwing left behind the intended receiver, but a penalty flag comes out. They were trying to go to Ty Martinson on the slant. Hayden Good was in coverage for Pocatello, and it could be a pass interference call here against the Thunder. And it is. Pass interference on the Thunder. That is a half the distance to the goal. They're going to put it at the 6.5. We'll call it the 6, I guess. 2nd and goal from the 6.
So, I mean, that's pretty big, I think, for Bonneville. They're not getting huge chunks of yards, so the penalty gets them right in range for a scoring opportunity.
2nd and goal from the 5. 2:41 to play in the third, and again, Bonneville's had the ball this entire quarter.
Well, Pocatello had it once. They punted.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So Bonneville got it, punted right away. And
man, you're right.
It was a sack, and it took forever, and there was a timeout.
That's right. To the end zone, 2nd and goal, and too high, incomplete. They were trying to go to the far corner to Anthem Dalkey, and Hayden Good again in coverage. So it's now 3rd and goal from the 5, from the 6.
It's kind of interesting, Bonneville's just been running, and then they get to the goal line, and now all of a sudden they've got the pass plays out. It's
weird.
It's kind of, I mean, it might be a good strategy if they're trying to catch them off guard, but I mean, their most success has kind of been running. So
I wonder if they're trying to set them up here. They go to a spread again on 3rd and goal.
Draw or
quarterback
something.
Draw.
Yeah.
Well, apparently not. They go right back to the I formation. What do I know? Perez under center, man in motion. A fly sweep again. Trying to find the corner and not getting there. Oh, and a hard bang into that wall on the far sideline as well to Tim Williams on the end around. Man,
that wall right there has been a target for players tonight.
And it is right up on the sideline, and it's padded, but it's hard. It's hard padding.
And it's not, and it comes up quick. I think you're getting to the edge, and then it's boom.
Yeah, so I can't imagine what it's like when Idaho State University is in here on a college football Saturday where everyone is big and tall and fast, and guys are going 100 miles an hour.
And they've got, people just all down the sidelines too, right? College football teams have all the personnel and all that stuff, so it's not like there's empty places.
Right. 4th and goal from the 6 upcoming for Bonneville. They'll take a timeout to talk about it. So while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well and come back. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School football postseason on IdahoSports.com.
Searching for a friendly, experienced insurance agency? Then look no further than Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance provides policies that are personalized to each client's needs by offering a wide range of products and companies to take care of your assets. Let one of our friendly and experienced agents take the time to sit down with you and understand your needs. Call or stop in today with offices in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta Insurance. It's not just about insurance.
So here we go, 4th and goal from the 6 for Bonneville with 2:31 to play in the 3rd. Inside Holt Arena, and another timeout taken by Bonneville. So, Brandon Maney with Sean Kane. Let's step aside for another break. We will come back with more action in just a moment. You're watching the 2021, listening to the 2021 Idaho High School football postseason on IdahoSports.com.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only no-problem dealership.
Back at Holt Arena, 4th and goal from the 6 for Bonneville. 2:31 to play in the 3rd. It's a pass play. Jacob Perez has time. Now going to step up and fire to the end zone. It is bobbled and caught for a Bonneville touchdown.
Wow.
Penalty flag, though, back around the 11-yard line. Let's see what the call is here. And a player lost his helmet as well for Bonneville on that reception. That was Jake Scoresby. Actually, Anthem Dalkey who made that reception for the touchdown.
But it's coming back.
But, oh, no.
Holding on Bonneville. It's just the timing of that. What a play. Perez escaping and threaded the needle. What a catch. He went over the top.
Dalkey had what he thought was the game-tying touchdown, but
not tying, unfortunately, but just
get
him on the board, man.
I'm delirious.
Now you're 4th and forever.
Oh, 4th down and 22. 4th and goal.
They're going
from
for
the 22,
field goal
and they're going for the field goal here. Interesting. And it's blocked. But a penalty running into the kicker against Pocatello. Will Bonneville get new life? That field goal try by Briggs Hansen was blocked by Matt Christensen. And that was not a gimme field goal, Sean. That was a 39-yard field goal try.
Yeah, and they didn't. It was like Bonneville didn't know if they were going to run the play or not, because the field goal and the snap all happened very slow.
It was a very slow developing kick.
Didn't, for how far that kick is, you got to get that snap going.
And by the time Briggs Hansen was setting up to kick, there was 3 Pocatello guys there ready to defend. So Pocatello head coach Dave Spillett wants an explanation. And this is going to be a penalty against Pocatello. Running. Now, is it running into the kicker or roughing the kicker? One is 5 yards, and it is roughing the kicker.
Wow,
that's a 15-yard penalty.
Wow, I mean, that's just game-changing at this point. It's still 4th down, though, right? I mean, but you're much more manageable here.
This lasts from the 3-minute mark to 2:17 where we're at currently. That's taken as long as the entire 3rd quarter has.
Oh, yeah.
So a fresh set of downs for Bonneville as well. 1st and 10 for the Bees with the ball at the 11-yard line. They can get to the 1. and pick up a first down. Hand off to Ty Martinson right up the middle to the 10 for a gain of a yard.
Yeah, the sequence of plays here within the 10-yard line have taken 10 minutes or so, right? I mean, it's been kind of crazy. Back-to-back penalties.
Bonneville called 2 timeouts in a row.
Correct. And
on that fourth down. And in the NFL, you can't do that. You can only call 1, otherwise it's a penalty. But
well, that's advertising dollars, you know.
Yeah, right. 140 and counting in the third. It is second down and 9 for Bonneville. Ball to Pocatello 10. Jacob Perez, single back formation. Man in motion right to left is Dalkey. They give to Dalkey on the fly sweep. Cuts it upfield. Cuts it to the end zone. Touchdown, Bonneville. With 1:21 to play in the third, a 10-yard touchdown run from Anthem Dalkey.
And just like that, Bonneville's in this game. I mean, that third quarter, there was only 3 possessions, period. Bonneville started with it, punted. Pocatello had an opportunity, got sacked. They had to punt. And then the rest of the quarter has been Bonneville.
And now an important PAT here from Briggs Hansen. It's blocked again. That was Luke Smith who blocked that point after try. So 17-6, the score remains with 1:21 to play in the third. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
Welcome back to Holt Arena. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane here on IdahoSports.com, where in this 4A first-round playoff matchup, this has got to be the only game still going at this point, you would think.
In America.
I
know.
I don't know about in America necessarily, but in Idaho, certainly.
Yeah.
Maybe that Sandpoint game still going. They kicked off an hour behind us. But 17-6, Pocatello leading Bonneville with 1:21 to play in the third. Bonneville finally on the board on a 10-yard touchdown run by Anthem Dalkey. The kick was blocked, however. And now Bonneville's going to boot it deep and hope to get a stop defensively, Sean.
Yeah, and Bonneville's defense is, they've just given up a couple big plays that have allowed Pocatello to score, but ever since that, they've been shutting Pocatello down pretty well.
Line drive kick goes through the legs. That's a live ball. It's going to be retreated and bobbled a second time back at the 5-yard line. On the return is Crew Hales, and he only makes it out to the 7.
So what a kick, what a line drive kick. It went through two Pocatello players, and then the second one couldn't quite handle it. So that kick worked really well.
Yeah, Carson Christensen and Crew Hales both had opportunities at it. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Pocatello with the ball at their own 8-yard line. This is a prime opportunity for Bonneville defensively here.
Yeah, last time Bonneville had Pocatello back here, they got it like a back-to-back sack and forced Pocatello to kick out of their own end zone.
4 wide, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to the single receiver left side. Julian Bowie makes the reception and falls down at the 14-yard line. So a gain of 6 on first down from Payne to Bowie. And third catch of the night for Julian Bowie.
Now, if it was 3, you probably will hear that later in the season. Payne to Bowie for 3.
That's right. Yeah, in the wintertime, that's going to drive opposing coaches crazy also, for sure.
The same probably connection there.
Yes, it is. Those are the 2 guards in that Pocatello backcourt. Second down and 4. Payne rolling out right side this time. On the run, fires Matt Christensen. Out of bounds right at the first down marker. Did he get enough? They will spot it. They will say yes, first down.
First down.
So Payne to Christensen. So the number 3 seed, Minico, done. Upset tonight. The number 4 seed, Emmett, done. Upset tonight. Number 2, Pocatello, trying not to join that club.
Yeah, Sandpoint hasn't finished it out, but it looks like they're going to. And, the game that I thought would be the closest, the Shelley-Preston game, really wasn't that close. And, yeah, so Nampa, that just seems like a huge upset being the 13th seed. But then, you go look, Valley View was only the 14th seed and upsetting Minico. So just crazy.
Both those games did go final. 46-0 Sandpoint, 36-13 Shelley. Mark it down. 1st and 10. Payne rolling out on the run, fires wide open. Julian Bowie caught at the 35-yard line. Bowie trying to shake a couple of guys, gets to the 37. So from the 18 to the 37, that's a gain of 19 and a first down and a penalty flag in at the end of the play as well.
Number 81, Julian Bowie with the reception. Flag on the play.
Yeah, and that seems to be like a pretty solid play for Pocatello, to kind of get Julian Bowie on like a slant where kind of get him where he's kind of running one way away from the defender because he's quick.
Yes.
He's quick down there, and I like that.
Well, he's got good size too.
Yeah, he knows how to post up or so to get his body in front of the ball to catch that ball on the run. So that's a good
block in the back against Pocatello as
Bowie
made that reception. So wipe that out. So instead of 19 yards, he gets 9. Down to 5 seconds to play in the third quarter, and Pocatello is just going to take this thing to the fourth, leading 17-6 over Bonneville. We will be back with the fourth quarter right after this break. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School Football Postseason on IdahoSports.com.
Searching for a friendly, experienced insurance agency? Then look no further than Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance provides policies that are personalized to each client's needs by offering a wide range of products and companies to take care of your assets. Let one of our friendly and experienced agents take the time to sit down with you and understand your needs. Call or stop in today with offices in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta Insurance. It's not just about insurance.
Welcome back to Holt Arena as we start the fourth quarter of action. The Pocatello Thunder leading the Bonneville Bees 17-6. We flipped the field. Pocatello now working left to right in this fourth quarter of action. It's a middle screen behind Matt Christensen. Couldn't catch it on a 1st and 1 play. And it's now 2nd and 1. It was 1st and 1 because of that block in the back penalty against Pocatello. So now 2nd down and 1.
And guess who was in on that for Bonneville? Walker, and then number 50 for Bonneville. Do they not have another number 50? But
they don't. A lot of mystery guys on that roster.
But 50 and then Walker were in there.
I'm telling you, these jerseys don't even match. Like, look at 98 compared to 50. They're two totally different uniforms.
But that's 50, right? I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not.
I don't want to miss someone.
No, you're correct. I don't know what's going on with Bonneville. Handoff to Reichen Echo Hawk. Left side, nowhere to go. Snuffed out back at the 27-yard line. Loss of a yard. Leading the tidal wave for Bonneville that time again was Walker. And also filling in the gap was R.J. Woods.
And R.J. Woods, too, he's a tough linebacker there. He comes flying in. He's a big guy. So, yeah, Bonneville's defense has got all the right stuff, if you get that reference.
I don't.
Isn't that the Tom Cruise movie? All the Right Stuff. Really old football movie.
No, you're thinking of All the Right Moves.
All the Right, dang it. That was
All
close.
the Right Moves. Yeah. About small town high school football in
Pittsburgh.
Western Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'll take Idaho over Pennsylvania any day. They're going to bring out the sticks to measure here because apparently Reich and Echo Hawk had enough for the first down or enough to make it close. I thought he lost a yard, and they're going to say he's a couple inches short still.
Yeah, that was a generous spot of the ball from what I could see. You know, maybe he got some forward progress.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like he. Yeah, I don't know, but it's going to be short nonetheless.
So, 3rd and inches. 11:47 to go. Will we make it home by 11 o'clock tonight, Sean?
Well, usually we don't, but that's because we're, an hour and a half away.
We're traveling somewhere else.
Yeah, this is the first time we've been home on our world tour.
Yeah, on our tour of Southeast Idaho. Yeah, here at Holtz Arena. 11:40 to play here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and inches.
Will not need GPS to get home tonight.
That's right. 3rd and inches. QB sneak. I don't think he got it. I don't know. Let's see. R.J. Woods is shaking his head saying he didn't get it. And did that ball come out? Bonneville, I think, is saying they fell on a fumbled ball by Payne at the bottom of that pile. I think Pocatello is going to keep it. And we'll probably bring the chain gang out again to measure.
Well, it looks like he lost yards because the head official was like, gave a pretty
emphatic.
Yeah, like it's this
much. Like he was short.
I've got a headache this big.
Well, and how about this? Bonneville going to force a punt here from Pocatello with 10:50 to play. Matt Christensen will punt from his own 14-yard line. Ty Martinson ready to return right at the 50-yard line where that black and gold ISU logo is here in Holt Arena. Christensen gets off the kick. Martinson has to retreat and lets it go, and it takes a big Pocatello bounce all the way down to the Bonneville 22-yard line. See, now that's...
I don't understand that. You could tell he was too far up from the start, right?
Yes, and instead of going further back, he lets that ball roll, and Pocatello gained nearly 25 yards.
If anything, you just fair catch it, right?
Yeah. 25 yards in field position there.
Maybe Bonneville's like, no, we like to do about the 80-yard drive, so we're going to...
Hey, that's how Skyview was living in that first game tonight with Highland because every kickoff was a touchback. So 1st and 10 for Bonneville. This is gut check time. 10:27 to go, down 17-6. 1st and 10 from their own 22. Offset I formation. Perez under center, working right to left here in this fourth quarter. They try a fullback dive. Pocatello says, I don't think so. And in there on the stop for the Thunder was Julian Caldwell. Loss of a yard by Walker. So 2nd and 11 now for Bonneville. And again, now the clock's starting to become a factor, right?
Yeah, what I was thinking, Bonneville's got, at some point, it's got to pick up the pace because it's still 2 scores.
Yeah, we're down to 9:50 and counting in this ball game. Pocatello leading 17-6. Perez slinging it in the flat and stumbling and tripped up by the turf monster at the 19-yard line. On the reception that time was Tanner Hart, and Hart loses 3 more.
So for how slow they run the plays, it's quickly 3rd down, though, for Bonneville. And really, it's pretty important here that they get the first down, or at least close enough where they go for it, I think, right? You've got to.
Got to. It's 2 down territory for sure. So you don't have to pick up all 13 yards, but 7 or 8 would help. 9 minutes to play. Bonneville trailing 17-6. Perez under center, I formation, back to pass. Again, Pocatello breaking free. Perez escapes the pressure. Now trying to just take off and run with it, and will be brought down back at the 11-yard line. Luke Smith again in on the stop. That's now the 3rd sack tonight for Luke Smith.
And Pocatello nearly had him. What a nice move by Perez to get out of it. Now Bonneville's it's just in a rough spot now.
4th down, and now Bonneville will come out to punt. It will be Tommy Kempf to punt. And Crew Hale stands at his own 48-yard line. And I think the Pocatello coaches just told him on the sideline, watch out for the fake. You're the last line of defense. And Crew Hale's kind of nodded his head and said, yep, I know. Tommy Kempf gets off a high booming kick. Will be fair caught by Hales at the 44-yard line. So I think that was Crew Hales who muffed that punt earlier in the first half.
That was Echo Hawk.
I thought it was Echo Hawk.
Okay.
He's number 8.
And one's
and
3.
Hales is number 3, so it's like half of an 8, right?
Okay.
So I think my perspective was off a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's a fancy way of saying I'm dumb.
Well, I mean, anyway, but either way, Hales should have did what Bonneville should have done. Is he just fair caught that?
Yes.
Instead of if he lets that go, it could be all the way back to like the 45. I mean, you never know how the thing's going to bounce, really.
Well, and this is where we talk about that special teams mistake by Bonneville, letting that punt roll. Now look at where Pocatello's got it.
To flip the field, they're on the other side.
1st and 10 from the Bonneville 44 for the Thunder, up 17-6. 8 minutes to play. Slinging it behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to say incomplete pass on the far side. They were trying to go to Julian Bowie on the screen on that far side. Nearly a live ball, but they'll say incomplete.
2nd down.
And you got to be careful when you do that. That can end up being a fumble,
Yes, because, I thought he was behind the line of scrimmage, but
because if you pass it backwards,
I think maybe the pass has to be backwards from the quarterback to the receiver.
Okay.
As long as it's forward from the QB, incomplete. Either way, 2nd and 10 from the 44 of Bonneville. Payne rolling out right side, firing, caught Matt Christensen, and steps out of bounds at the Bonneville 37. Christensen picks up 7. It's 3rd and 3.
7 yards. 3rd down.
So big 3rd down for the Bees to kind of come up with a stop here would be great, but also how close it is to the 1st down. Pocatello might just elect to go for if they don't get it here, to go for it on 4th down just to keep that clock rolling.
Right, because it's not like Bonneville's offense has hit a big explosive play tonight. So even if you turn it over,
they're
Bonneville
still far enough away.
Yeah, Payne 3rd down, throwing over the middle, complete inside the 35, down to the 33. Zach Park found the soft spot in the coverage, and that'll move the sticks for another 1st down. That's a gain of 6.
1st down, Thunder.
And Bonneville's already used 2 timeouts, right?
They have, yes.
Yeah, so man, time really becoming an issue. That
4th down play where they called 2 timeouts in a row, that could come back to haunt them as well.
Yeah,
certainly.
They're really going to have to move it if they get a stop here.
7:15 and counting. Pocatello trying to let that clock roll. Up 17-6. Ryan Payne just checked in with our white hat official, making sure he had enough time. Payne rolling out, 1st and 10. On the run, firing through the hands, incomplete. They were trying to go on the near side to Cooter Stuckey.
Pass intended for number 22, Cutter Stuckey.
Cutter Stuckey, beg your pardon. Probably not Cooter. That's
Cutter Stuckey.
Yeah, Cutter Stuckey.
Yeah. A lot of Stuckey's a pretty prominent name in Pocatello football. Back when I was at Pocatello High School, there was a couple twin Stuckeys that were really, really good football players. So probably maybe could be related. I don't know, but there's a lot of tradition out of there.
That's right. Coach Dave Spillett, right, a member of the back-to-back Pocatello state champions in 94, 95, 92, 93, early 90s. 2nd and 10, handoff left side. Reich and Echo Hawk, yellow flags come out. And we'll see what the call is here. It wasn't any gain of yardage for Echo Hawk.
I mean, if Pocatello goes on to win this game, they're going to have some stuff they have to clean up to beat a team like Bishop Kelly, I think. They've had a ton of penalties here in the second half.
They have. Now we'll see. Pocatello's already backing up like the call is against them. Judging by the reaction on the Bonneville sideline, though, might be against the Bees. We're going to have to talk and sort this out. 6:58 to play in the ball game. 17-6, Pocatello leading, holding against Pokey. All right, so there we go. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So again, the Bonneville defense is I think they've done their job tonight, and they've been able to really come up with some big plays against the Pokey offense.
2nd and 20 now for the Thunder. 6:45 and counting in the ball game. 3 receivers right, single receiver left is Julian Bowie. Payne back to pass, feeling the heat, middle screen, too high, incomplete. They were trying to go to Matt Christensen, but mystery man number 50 applying the pressure for Bonneville. Incomplete pass, 3rd and long.
Yeah, he's been tough down there tonight.
And you talked about, Pocatello, if they advance and they play Bishop Kelly next week. Playing Bonneville in this first round actually gives them a good idea of what BK is going to do, right? They line it up in that. They line it up in that I formation sometimes. Sometimes they line up in the Maryland I where there's 4 backs.
Yep, they do.
In the backfield. So, and they just dive. So, this is actually a good simulation of what they could expect from Bishop Kelly, potentially. 3rd and 20. Payne, pump fakes. Now rolling out. Walker applying the heat. On the run, fires out of bounds. 4th down. And I'll tell you what, Payne a little slow to get up.
Yeah, he's rolled out a few times, and sometimes you don't catch an edge on that turf, and that can hurt.
Now Ryan Payne already missed 3 games in the middle of the season this year with an injury, and Dre Contreras, sophomore backup, had to step in. And I believe those were the 2 times Highland lost. It was the Highland and Idaho Falls games that Dre Contreras had to start. Look at this punt from Matt Christensen. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback with 6:20 to play. So I think they went 1 and 2 without Ryan Payne. I think Payne's probably all right, but something to keep in the back of your mind. Pokey has had to overcome that obstacle already once this year.
Yeah, and it's... Pokey has a lot of receivers. I don't know if they have a ton of quarterbacks.
Well, they have Contreras.
Yep.
And a real bind.
Zach Park.
Yeah,
right?
they got the guy who played quarterback last year, Zach Park.
And they also have a 9th grader listed here, Hunter May. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're in the second round of the playoffs, you don't want someone who hasn't playing quarterback for a passing offense, right? I mean, they're definitely a passing offense.
1st and 10 for Bonneville from their own 20. 6:18 to go. They are still in this contest, only trailing 17-6. So, before we put the Sharpie on the bracket, but Bonneville completes a pass to the right side for a gain of 4. That was Anthem Dalkey on the reception, but we're talking about, Bonneville's averaging about 4 yards a play. They're really going to have to start popping off a lot more than that. Dalkey had the touchdown run for Bonneville, their only score so far tonight. Perez in trouble, dances his way out of danger, floating that ball, dangerous pass, and somehow it's caught at the 40, the 35, the 30, and down to the 25-yard line, Ty Martinson. Oh, Matt Christensen nearly had the interception. It somehow went right over his head. Ty Martinson takes it all the way to the 25-yard line for a 1st down.
Oh my gosh! How did he not did he catch it and it fell through, or it looked like it was in the chest of the Thunder player, and then I just see Mattinson running down the field with the ball.
That's a 50-yard connection to Ty Martinson. Now look at this. Swing pass out to the right side to Dalkey. Inside the 15. That should be enough for another Bonneville 1st down. Oh, yeah, I thought Christensen had that pick because...
I started going like this. My head started to turn to the right.
Yes, I was watching Christensen because Perez floated that ball, but Ty Martinson came down with it. And it is a fresh set of downs for Bonneville. Perez back to pass, 1st and 10 from the 14, going to take off and run, throws over the middle, incomplete. As he was wrapped up as he went to throw that pass, That was Kanan Wortley applying the pressure for Pocatello and losing his helmet, so he'll have to check out. Thomas Smith, the sophomore, will come in for him.
And I tell you what, Wortley for Pocatello has been just ever so close to getting a sack, too, on numerous occasions.
So how about this, Sean? 5:10 to play, 17-6. Pocatello leading, but Bonneville has a 2nd and 10 at the Pocatello 14-yard line. Perez, handoff, jet sweep. This is Dalkey trying to cut it up inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. 3rd down.
And Dalkey's he's quick, and they've been pretty successful on those sweep plays. That catch was just crazy.
Oh,
I'm still just. It's like he never stopped running and then had the ball.
A 50-yard bomb from Perez to Martinson. 3rd and 4, ball at the Pocatello 8, 4:35 and counting. Perez slinging it in the flat. That's caught by Martinson, breaks the tackle inside the 5, down to the 1, and a penalty flag at the end of the play as well. This could be a 1st and goal for Bonneville. We'll see what the call is here. This could be a big flag, and Ty Martinson again. He was wrapped up at the 10-yard line, somehow spun out of it.
Yeah, he's elusive, to say the least.
He's slippery. And it's holding against Bonneville.
And it was kind of late, too, after the pass. So you hate to see that.
So from the spot of the foul, it may not be too bad in terms of penalty yardage because it was on the reception. And it is 3rd and 10, basically. 3rd and 10 with the ball back at the 14-yard line for Bonneville.
And when they were in the red zone, Bonneville, earlier in the 3rd quarter, they kind of had a hard time kind of finishing the drive.
4:10 to play. 3rd and 10 from the Pocatello 14. Perez has time, slings it, caught by Dalkey at the 9-yard line, but he's popped immediately right there. In on the coverage on the near side for Pocatello that time was Hayden Good and also Carson Christensen comboing, so only a 1-yard connection. He threw that a little high for Dalkey, and so he lost all of his forward momentum. And Bonneville now 3:45 and counting, only has 1 timeout remaining. It is 4th and 5 with the ball at the 9-yard line here for Bonneville. They've got to get to the 4 to pick up the 1st down. Perez with 4 wide, 2 to either side, 3:30 to play. Here comes the pressure from Pokey, throwing it up to the end zone. It's intercepted at the goal line, picked up by Crew Hales. He could take this back all the way. 1 man to beat to the 30, the 20, the 10. That is a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown by Crew Hales.
And you could see that they didn't know the play. It was actually Dalkey, I don't think, went where Perez thought he was going, and 2 Pokey players are there, and good night. 99 yards, 2 huge plays. That 50-yard pass for the Bees, but the Thunder, they're the ones who come away with a score with that 99-yard interception.
Oh, you talked about it. 4th down, and Bonneville, with only the 1 timeout remaining, didn't have time. There was some confusion on that play, and where Perez threw it, Dalkey was not breaking, and Crew Hales picks that off at the 1 and returns it all the way up the far sideline for a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown to make it 24-6. Pocatello with 3:14 to play here in this ballgame. Wow.
I mean, Bonneville had just been knocking, and you kind of thought that it would be the Thunder offense that would put this game away, and, well, not necessarily. It was the Thunder defense is kind of putting it away tonight.
As Lee Corso in College Game Day says, not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
All right, well, tonight's game brought to you in part by Rockwell Homes in Idaho Falls. Southeast Idaho's #1 home builder. By using local subcontractors and upholding the highest quality standards, Rockwell Homes strives to exceed your expectations to create a unique and innovative home tailored to your needs and lifestyle. Are you ready to start building your dream home? Let Rockwell Homes help design the perfect place for you and your family to call home. To see available homes, floor plans, and other great information, go online to rockwellhomes.net. The Johnson family and everyone at Rockwell Homes are proud of the local student athletes and want to wish them the best of luck in the tournament. 24-6, Pocatello with 3:14 to play. Bonneville, win, lose, or draw. Well, it won't be a draw, but win or lose. Bonneville gave it everything, absolutely everything they had tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the defense showed up big time, and the offense, was not going away. They were trying to score there at the end, and from a no-win season to this, you've just got to be absolutely proud of your guys.
Simply incredible. Line drive kick taken at the 5-yard line by Anthem Dahlke, cutting up towards the middle and tripped up at the 25-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Bonneville with just 3:08 to play.
And Dahlke, man, he's a dangerous player. Once he gets some speed, and there's been a couple kick returns, if he breaks 1 or 2 more tackles, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, Anthem Dahlke, just a junior, so he'll be back next year, help lead this Bonneville team that wants to get back to the playoffs, but maybe better resume, higher seed, maybe a home playoff game next year. We'll see. Coach Kempf continuing to develop this program. And
Perez will be back for his 3rd year as the starting quarterback.
That's right. He started as a sophomore last year, and he starts on a 1st and 10 here with a slant route complete to Tommy Kempf on the far side for a gain of 7 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Nice pass out of bounds. Looks like a 1st down.
Yeah, to Ty Martinson at the 40-yard line. So Bonneville starting to work a little more quickly now, right? Looks like they knock him out at the 38-yard line as Bonneville continuing to try and rally. 2:43 to play. The clock does stop as Martinson got out of bounds. Again, 4 wide. Back to pass Perez. And that time the slant route over the middle a little too low for Jake Scoresby. Incomplete 2nd and 10.
And, I think for Bonneville, it's good to see that they can kind of speed it up. And I think going forward, that might be something they periodically want to do to just kind of give the defense a different look. But, right now it's running pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good, when they've had time and rhythm. And 4 wide again. Perez flushed out of the pocket. Will step up, throw off his back foot, heaves it downfield, and in and out of the hands. Nearly intercepted by Carson Christensen. And that would have been the 4th takeaway by Pocatello on the night. Matt Christensen, Carson Christensen, and Crew Hales all have interceptions for Pocatello tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, Pocatello, the only thing they're going to kind of think about is we could have had 2 or 3 more interceptions if we held onto the ball.
That's right. A lot of these guys, play offense and wide receiver as well, so.
That's one thing when the ball's actually thrown to you, and then to adjust to it not actually being thrown to you.
Right.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 for Bonneville from their own 38-yard line. 2:30 to play. Pokey up 24-6. Perez going to sling it near sideline. It's a hook and lateral play. And to the 50-yard line, a 12-yard gain and a 1st down. It was caught initially on the near side by Anthem Dahlke. He then pitched it to Jake Scoresby for a gain of 12. I actually thought if Dahlke broke towards the middle and kept it, he could have ran for quite a while.
Yeah, he was. There was less Pocatello defenders in the middle than there was where he pitched it to.
They're going to throw a quick curl route to the 45-yard line. That's Scoresby again on the reception for Bonneville. Down to 2:10 to play in this ball game. 2nd and 5 for Bonneville. Ball is at the Pocatello 45-yard line. Bees trailing 24-6, running a little hurry-up offense here. Only have 1 timeout remaining. 2 receivers either side, again in a 4-wide formation. Perez back to pass, spins it, slings it. That's caught at the 40, Zigzagging to the 30, breaking a tackle and taking it to the 29-yard line along the near side is Anthem Dahlke. And you can tell Pocatello kind of playing a soft coverage. We'll give you the 5 or 6 yards, but then, they got to make sure they tackle as well.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, though, if you get Dahlke with some open field, he's not easy to tackle due to just his quickness.
Dahlke scored the only touchdown for Bonneville tonight on that 10-yard run. 1:46 to go. Perez over the middle, too high, broken up. Hunter Killian in on the coverage for the Thunder. It's 2nd and 10 from the Pocatello 29 with 1:42 to play, and Pocatello leading 24-6.
I tell you what, I don't want to be the receiver trying to get the too high ball by Hunter Killian.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. In the offseason, Pocatello really made a commitment to strengthening themselves in the weight room after getting pushed around by Bishop Kelly in the playoffs last year. And who was leading the way? Hunter Killian. I mean, he's almost like a coach. Coach Killian. 1:42 to go. Perez over the middle. Martinson with the catch at the 25 and the 20. And maybe got the first down, maybe half yard shy. Meanwhile, the clock continues to bleed. We're down to 1:30 to play. And they will say 3rd and 1.
Any coach is going to be excited when their players are the ones leading, and stepping up and being those leaders. That's just what you want in a program.
3rd and 1, quick pass over the middle. Martinson with the catch again, down to the 17-yard line. First down stops the clock with 1:12 to play. They'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 for Bonneville. Ball is at the Pocatello 17-yard line, and now they've set it. And 1:10 and counting. Bonneville doesn't seem to be in any tremendous hurry now all of a sudden. Down to 1 minute to go now. Perez, 3 receivers right side, single receiver to the left, in trouble, escapes the pressure. On the run, floats it to the end zone for Dahlke, too high, incomplete. 2nd and 10. And a penalty flag back at the 20-yard line as well. So we'll see what the call is here with just 48 seconds to play.
But you can see, going forward, if you have a few more plays where you have Perez roll out and let those receivers kind of run their routes and stuff, you could see where Bonneville's offense could become very dangerous.
Holding against the Bees. They've had a couple of those tonight.
Yeah, one, especially on the last drive, that brought that all the way back and then threw the interception, but
couple of untimely penalties tonight. 1st and 29 now for Bonneville. Ball all the way back at the 36-yard line of Pocatello. 2 receivers either side. Perez back to pass. 45 seconds to go. Stepping up, feeling the heat from behind. Down he goes. Ball came out into the arms of one of the linemen to the 25-yard line. Scooping that up was Caden Hansen, senior on the offensive line. So Perez lost the ball from behind as he got hit. I believe applying the pressure was Luke Smith for Pocatello. And, it bounced right into the arms of the offensive lineman, Caden Hansen.
And again, Luke Smith, he's been super solid for the Pocatello defense tonight.
Yeah, 3 sacks, and that time, knocked the ball out, forced fumbles. So 2nd down. Perez taking a shot to the end zone, picked. Carson Christensen intercepts it at the 4-yard line, and Christensen will slide down at the 24-yard line. Pocatello will take the field and kneel on it and get out of Holt Arena with a 24-6 win in the opening round. 2nd interception of the night for Carson Christensen. 4th interception in total by that Thunder defense.
Yeah, coming into the game, Pocatello's got this high-powered offense. They're throwing a lot of balls, but Pocatello's defense is kind of what's won the game for them tonight. Really, they've been able to get the turnovers and the timely plays to keep Bonneville out of the end zone.
And Pocatello will kneel on it. That clock will run. We're down to 20 seconds to go. Players going to shake hands on both sides. I'll tell you what, for a 2-win team, Bonneville came in tonight and gave Pocatello a really good test ahead of a quarterfinal showdown with Bishop Kelly next week.
Yeah, I would agree that Bonneville You know, they didn't look like a 2-7 team. They looked like a team that wanted to be in the playoffs, and that's exactly how they played tonight. Left it all on the field. They were not out-hustled anywhere. Just offensively, you know, they have some things to fine-tune, I think.
Yeah, no lack of effort from Bonneville, and that's kind of been the story with this program all season. So the game just concluded. Pocatello wins 24-6. Moving on to the quarterfinal round of the 4A postseason. We'll be back with the IdahoSports.com postgame show right after a word from our sponsors. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School football postseason on IdahoSports.com.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up, so yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water, as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com postgame show, live from Holt Arena. Brandon Bainey with Sean Kane one last time as, well, The final game here on Friday night in the state of Idaho has gone final. The Pocatello Thunder, the number 2 seed overall in the 4A postseason, defeat the 15th seeded Bonneville Bees 24-6. Now, you're going to look at the final score and think, oh, yeah, Pokey probably had this one on lockdown. Bonneville was driving for what could have been, bring them to within a score, basically, with 3 minutes to play. And so
it was 17-16.
Yes, 17-6, and basically,
or 6, excuse me.
If they score and get the 2, 17-14, whole new ball game for Bonneville. But Pocatello made a stand when they needed to. We came in expecting the Pocatello offense to really carry the team, but it was that defense, right? Luke Smith had 3 sacks. Pocatello in the secondary had 4 interceptions tonight, 2 from Carson Christensen. And so really, for Pocatello and head coach Dave Spillett, you have to be encouraged that the defense came to play tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great defensive, just great defense from Pocatello tonight. Everyone talked about how great their passing is and everything, but when it came down to it tonight, the defense sure stepped up. And I would say the same thing for Bonneville. Bonneville, had a hard time all season keeping teams from scoring, and they kind of shut down a very potent Pocatello offense with their defense. Bonneville's defense I was very impressed with tonight, and credit to them. They've got a lot of positive things going forward into the offseason. But yeah, Pocatello's defense showed up huge and took them into the second round for sure.
And now they advance to the quarterfinal round where they will host Bishop Kelly next week. The 7th-seeded Knights defeated 10th-seeded Twin Falls earlier tonight. A rematch from last year's opening round game in the postseason in Boise.
Yeah, so flipping the field here. Pocatello had a great season last year, went up to Boise and just had a tough time up at Boise, and Bishop Kelly took them out. But now they're going to get that rematch, and they're going to get it at home inside here, probably in the Holt Arena. So I think that bodes well for Pocatello, and I think it'll be like we talked about earlier, very similar type game. Contrast of styles. You've got BK, which is kind of a slow, methodical running team, and you've got Pocatello, a pretty high-powered passing attack team. So should be a good one.
Yeah, so we talked about Pocatello hadn't made the playoffs in a really long time until 2 years ago. They got in as the last team, basically. Had to go to eventual state champion Cuna, got blown out, but that was the first step. Last year, they finished a little better. Had to go on the road again, played a little better, but still lost to Bishop Kelly. That was the next step. Now here in year 3 of this group of players and this coaching staff with Dave Spillett, now they've actually won a conference championship, top seed, won a playoff game. It's fun to watch the growth of this program over the past 3 years.
Yeah, as long as you're kind of moving forward, it's always positive, right? You're getting that positive yardage, that positive gain in your program, and you get that win, and that starts it, right? It starts, we're a team that goes to the playoff and wins now. We're not just trying to make the playoffs. We're a team going to the playoffs, and we're expected to win games, and that whole culture and that whole mindset changes programs, and and then your expectations are we're going here and we're winning games and not just trying to make it. So that's a great turnaround for the program.
Absolutely. So for Bonneville, they wrap up their season, the second under Coach Kevin Kempf, and you can see their program growth as well, right? They went winless last year. This year they get 2 victories. They get to the playoffs. They'll ultimately finish 2-8, but Bonneville left it all out there tonight.
Yeah, I was impressed by a lot of the Bonneville players. A lot of them go both ways. You've got Walker, who is playing fullback, running back, and defensive line, and he was great, and he'll come back. And their skilled players are pretty good too. You have Dalkey and just Matt Martinson, and then all these guys are coming back. As long as with Jacob Perez is going to be a third-year starting quarterback, and not many programs that have that luxury, I don't think. But that's something you got going for you coming back next year for the Bonneville Bees.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pocatello with the win improves to 8-2. Let's give out our IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Okay, so it was there's a lot of good things that happened for Pocatello, but really the big game-changing play was Bonneville is looking to score to bring the game within 1 score, and Crew Hales intercepted the ball and took it to the house for 99 yards. So a pick for a touchdown and 99 yards run back. He also had a couple catches for 20 yards. So Crew Hale is going to be our IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Bonneville had the ball inside the 10, trying to cut it to 17-14 basically with 3 minutes to go. It was 4th down. It was 4th and goal play. Crew Hales intercepts it at the 1, takes it 99 yards back the other way for 6. And that swung it, right?
That pretty much it was the nail in the coffin, because if Bonneville gets a score there's enough time for something maybe to happen. But with that third score, it was too much for them to really overcome at that point.
From 17-14 to 24-6, Pocatello with the win. All right, that'll do it for this broadcast on IdahoSports.com. We're late nights in Holt Arena. Must be the postseason. We had a lot of fun bringing you both games tonight here from Holt Arena, and there's going to be plenty more games here inside Holt Arena next week as well. Stay tuned throughout the week to the Game Streams schedule on IdahoSports.com. It's right on the homepage, the Game Streams tab. If you just click on that, you can see all of the games that we are going to be broadcasting. And it's a day-by-day thing. The schedule might look different on Tuesday, might look different on Wednesday. So just check back every day to find out which games we're going to be able to bring to you, both audio and video. Thanks for tuning in to this IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. Tournament coverage is brought to you by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valley-wide Co-op and country stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. We'd also like to thank our local advertisers tonight: Teton Honda, Teton Volkswagen, Teton Toyota, Portneuf Medical Center, Alta Insurance, and Rockwell Homes. Congratulations again to Crew Hales, Pocatello defensive back and wide receiver, our IdahoSports.com player of the game, as the Pocatello Thunder advance to the quarterfinals with a win over the Bonneville Bees, 24-6. For Sean Kane, I'm Brandon Baney. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on IdahoSports.com. Good night, everybody.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly